Welcome, everyone, to a brand new episode of, I was going to say Action Movie Guys Podcast. Welcome to a brand new episode of Beyond Cinema. I'm Alex. That is your host, Nate. Today, we have a special show today. Today, we're going to be talking about the entire Evil Dead franchise. We're going to go all the way to 1981, I believe it started, all the way up to the latest Evil Dead Burn. We're going to review it live for you guys also. We're waiting for our special guest to join us once he does, but we're going to be here talking a little bit stuff. Nate, how you been, buddy?
Yep. Good, been doing good. Love this franchise. Been dying to talk about it all week. Been I actually couldn't wait. I'm very excited.
Yeah. I mean, I just finished coming out. I literally just came into the house. I put everything I needed to put onto this computer, and we're going to have fun. So now we're going to do some box office numbers. We could talk about that. While we're waiting for our guests, we're going to just go right into it. But again, if you guys are joining us live, thank you so much for joining us and hanging out with us for a bit. Again, all things Evil Dead today. We're not going to go off and talk DC superheroes. It's just all straight up horror. Today is just Evil Dead and the franchise. But with that said, let's get into some box office numbers. All right, we're going to talk a little bit of box office. Don't worry about the empty box in the bottom. We're waiting for our special guest to come in.
Yeah.
But all right, so box office for this week, Nate. We're gonna go from 10. We got Backrooms Disclosure Day coming in at $3.2 million, with a total gross of $111 million. We got Supergirl making another $3.5 million at $66 million domestic. We'll talk about that in a second. Obsession made another $3.8 million. It's already up to $253 million worldwide. The Invite, $5 million. Coming in at $7 million total. Young Washington with another $6 million at $33 million. Evil Dead Burn just came out with $13.7 million. Total gross, $13.7 million. Toy Story 5 with $18.5 million with a total gross for domestic, $403 million. Monsters and Minions, $20.5 million. With 108 total for domestic. And of course, Moana, number one with $40 million with total gross of $40 million. Nate, anything here stands out for you?
Yeah, number one, Supergirl dropped 4 spots, and it's only been out for like 3 weeks. Down to 8th already. Another huge drop, 66 domestic. It's not even going to make $100 million in the U.S. Disaster. Obsession beat it, and Obsession been out for like freaking how long? 59 days in release for Obsession, and it's still beating movies that came out well after it. The two more I wanted to talk about. The Invite, very impressive. Look at the weekly change. It was up 712% from last weekend. Last weekend it made like, I don't know, a small amount of million or something like that, but it was very limited. And now it's in, 1,600 theaters, something like that?
Yeah.
And it did well. That's a small little indie A24 movie comedy, but very impressive. And honestly, I won't talk about Evil Dead because we're going to be talking about that. Moana, disappointing. $43 million. I believe initially Disney was projecting like 80 to 90 for the weekend, and it only made 43. So worldwide, I think it was like just under 100 or something like that. So not good. But these last few weeks, I think with so many pre-sales and everything with Spider-Man and Odyssey coming out, these people are kind of waiting. And these last few weeks have been down weeks compared to like some of the other weeks.
Yeah, I mean, Supergirl, it's funny, right? Because it's like it already crossed 100 million, right? But it still needs to make like 300 plus just to be successful.
More.
It
needs to make like $600 million to even like. It's at 115 worldwide. That's absolutely horrible.
Yeah, that's bad.
The bomb.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, international is 49 million.
That's worse. That's crazy. Because like
bad.
I think Superman did pretty good, even like international. Like it still wasn't like the biggest hit, but this movie really didn't connect with anybody. It didn't connect with American audiences. It didn't connect with audiences overseas. It didn't really connect with women. Like nobody seems to really like it, which is, interesting.
It's that's a different topic for another day.
Yeah.
We got our special guest here. Let's see if I can bring him in. Let's just bring him in. He's in the green room.
Bring him in.
Yeah, let's bring him right into the live swing.
There we go.
Let's bring him right in. Can't hear you.
Can't hear you. I think he said, "What's up, guys?"
I think he said what's up, but I
Yeah.
right now he's muted. But anyway, he can fix that
At least
while
he's
we're
here.
talking.
Yeah, we'll get it fixed.
We got picture. He'll figure out the audio. No. But yeah, in terms of Supergirl, like I said, it's let me go back to revert. So I need to hit okay. I don't know why he's doing that, but yeah, very interesting with Supergirl. I will say that the most. It's a very interesting, like.
And really quick, going to the chat, Tony says, never have I felt happier to see a movie fail like Moana live action, because I'm never down for a movie failing, but when it comes to something like that, feels cynical to me, and just the purpose was to make money. Well, to be fair, even Tony, to be fair, the purpose of all movies is to make money. Otherwise, why, it's a business at the end of the day, right? No studio's like, we want to spend money on this thing and not make money just for the heck of it. They may spend less, and there will always be artistic visions. Right. But at the end of the day, the goal is to make money. So, like, I don't want to be lost in the whole, like, oh, it's the purpose was only that. It definitely was, but that's also the purpose of every movie. Where I will agree with Tony, though, is it's a cash grab, meaning there was no purpose to create the movie other than for them to try to just wring out any money they could. So there was no creativity put in. Whereas every movie wants to make money, but usually they're putting some creativity into it. This Disney film was more so, hey, this thing made a lot of money 9 years ago, and then the sequel animated made $1 billion. Let's just live action it like all these other ones. And it's totally the same. I did a little short review. It'll be up shortly on here. I did it on my Instagram. It's horrible. It's a horrible movie. So I agree with Tony in that I'm glad it didn't really do big numbers. Only from the sake of, I want Disney to make original content for families and kids. You know what I mean? Like, why can't they just make a new version of, not new version, but movies like they did in the 90s, right? I mentioned on my review, Cool Runnings, Heavyweights, Mighty Ducks, right? These movies were not based on cartoons or anything. They were just good family movies that you could go see. I want Disney to bring that back. I'm not saying I hope they fail at everything, but I don't like these live action movies anymore. They need to stop.
Yeah, I don't watch them, so you already know I don't watch none of the live streams. None of the live. I haven't seen one.
Action.
Yeah, I don't think Aladdin was the only one, and I was like, this is stupid. And I was like, I vowed not to ever see a live action one ever. But anyway, with that said, let's get into some Evil Dead talk. All right, we're still waiting on our guest. He's having trouble with his audio, but we'll talk a little bit about Evil Dead. Whether we like the franchise, and you guys can put it down in the comments below what you like about the Evil Dead franchise, whether it's the original franchises or do you like the newer version, the way the direction that's going. Nate, let me know what do you like about the franchise, or what do you hate? Like, I know where you go, but what I'm saying, for the people out there that don't know Nate.
Yeah.
Where do you fall in the pendulum of the Evil Dead franchise? Do you care for the Evil Dead franchise, or are you like, I don't give two shits about the Evil Dead franchise? Let the people know.
Great question. All right. Now, I know our guest, when he gets at Flix, I know he's a big fan. I know Alex is a fan of this franchise. Look, he has a shirt. I don't have a shirt of Evil Dead. I never even thought about buying one. I'm going to be honest, and you know what? I think I will be definitely in the minority, I think, in this case. Especially for like our age bracket, you know, I'm a few years younger than you guys, but this is not a franchise that I ever connected with, ever. It's not one that I grew up watching, even on TV. Like I want to say Friday the 13th was one of the first like kind of horror movies I watched. Halloween was one of the early ones. I didn't even see Evil Dead 1 until I was in like my late 20s. So it's not one that I grew up watching. And so I don't have the nostalgia that some people have for it. So taking out the nostalgia, just watching them as movies, it's not one that I've ever really like latched onto. So I will say my experience is I've seen all 6 of them. I have liked a couple of them, and there's some that I really just don't enjoy at all. And so I'm the more negative out of all of us on this franchise as a whole. I'm not a huge fan of it.
Okay. So I'm assuming you're more from the 2013 era on up, not from the 81, 87,
my
or
favorite
91.
Evil Dead movie is the remake.
2013.
The Fede Alvarez version. Correct.
Okay, 2013. All right, so you're more the modern Evil Dead guy.
That one.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about the others, but you're more the modern guy. Okay.
Sure.
So where I come in the pendulum of Evil Dead, I love the franchise. Now to a certain extent, I love the franchise, but I'm not too crazy with the modern versions of the new Evil Dead franchise. Where it's going, I'm not a fan of. I guess that's the best way of putting it. I love 1981. I think it's a great horror movie as a standalone pure horror. Love part 1, right? 1981.
Yeah.
I love, and I'm going to say it again, I love Evil Dead 2. I think that is a masterpiece of horror. I just love it because it's comedy mixed, and I love comedy. Like my thing is, I love horror comedy. It's just I don't know why, but this one, it doesn't work for a lot of people. I already know the comedy. It doesn't work for a lot of people. I already get it, but the way the franchise went from number 2 on up, I think is the reason why a lot of people gravitate to it. Ash is a beloved character. You can say whatever we want, but that character is beloved, and he is the icon of. He's the how do you say it? He's the Laurie Strode of Halloween. Like pretty much, you got Michael Myers, and then you got the equivalent. You got him, and I don't think there's a demon besides the mom and stuff. But there's no demon that you could associate Evil Dead. Just the demons themselves, the Deadites, are the Michael Myers of the franchise. That you go, oh man. But
right,
Ash,
it's one of the weird horror franchises that the villain is not the star of.
No.
That's the difference.
Yes.
The good guy is, or he's not a final girl. Obviously, he's a guy.
He's a final guy.
The final guy is more he is the main star. Whereas every other horror franchise is like it's Jason, it's Chucky, it's Freddy. You interchange the characters. Yeah, you have one like Laurie Strode or Sidney Prescott. But for the most part, you kind of interchange the humans and the monster is the main star. And Evil Dead is the reverse of that, at least those first 3.
Right. And right. So the face is Ash Williams. So when you think of Evil Dead, you think of Ash, and then you think of the Deadites, then you think of the books, right? The Book of the Dead. Then you think of the chainsaw and the boomstick. Those are that's the whole franchise in a nutshell. Just like Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, you're going to think of the Freddy glove, Freddy Krueger, and that's it, right? Like that's what you think of.
It's true.
And I fell in love with it because I'm like, bro, this is an ordinary guy, funny dude. Like, don't get me wrong, Ash Williams in the first movie, generic dude character. You like him, you're like, holy crap. But at that movie's serious. Yeah. He becomes the hero when he cuts his hand off. He contracts his chainsaw and makes it into a hand weapon, and you're like, yo, they took. And they went, they used an imagination and they went wild with it. They went campy. I mean, it was a campy thing. They just went with it. And I went, you know what? I love this. I was like, this is cool. He's a everyday Joe Smo, but he became a hero. He didn't want to be a hero, but became a hero at the end, right? And I'm like, this is cool. Then we go to Army of Darkness. He goes right into medieval time. Now, totally different, and I totally get what everyone says. In Evil Dead 2, it ends with him on top of a podium, just like in the Book of the Dead. You see the chosen one, and he's there. He's like, no. And then the next movie, it just went Three Stooges crazy. That you're like, what the hell? Yeah. So I get why a lot of people will not like Army of Darkness that much. I totally get it. I like it for the character and the way he's sarcastic and funny. Like, he's funny there. It's not pure horror like part 2 and part 1. But Army of Darkness is just it's just a silly comedy that shouldn't been silly comedy. I think they should have did the same way as Evil Dead 2. They should have just continued that type of style into the thing. But man, he has some funny, crazy one-liners that it's just iconic even in that movie. And then we spawn into the TV show. right? Everyone wanted Ash Williams, and you got 3 seasons of Ash Williams, and let me tell you, it's one of the finest TV shows I think I've seen. One, it's Stars. I think Stars put somewhere, and I'm gonna look up the article where they said that was the wrong thing they ever do was cancel it. The only reason they canceled it, it was a successful TV show. The only reason they canceled it because it was the highest pirated TV show, and they were not making much money off of that. So they had to cancel it, and it sucked because when the show ended, it was the best version of Ash we were gonna get. I know you didn't see the TV show.
No, but Stephanie says in the comments, she says, "I love the series, but the
Yes.
movies are just okay to her."
Yes, the TV show was it expanded on this Ash Williams lore. It did so much, but it ends, Nate. It was gonna go into a world that we always wanted to see Ash in. It was gonna go Mad Max with Deadites. He literally was in a desert apocalyptic Mad Max car. It ends with him in the car with the Mad Max jacket and everything. And he's like, come get some. And it just ends. And I went, no, because we're never going to see that. Like, it was so, like, everyone wanted to see Mad Max with Ash. And the TV series had it because it was just like, oh, man. And again, that's the last time we ever seen Ash on screen, except for the 2013 when he had that credit scene when he's a truck driver, is it? When he's like, he says groovy.
He's at the end. Yeah, he just like looks at the camera and says groove.
Yeah, and everyone went all crazy. But other than that, that's the last time we seen Ash. And then that's when he retired the character. He said, I'm not coming back. So the newer ones, we'll talk about it. I did like the 2013. Not crazy with 2017, 23.
Right.
I wasn't too crazy with 23. And then we'll talk about tonight's Burn. You got anything? Oh, look at that. Speak of the devil himself.
Here we go, baby.
All right, let's see. Boom, boom. Dude, let's see. All right.
Anything?
Yes.
Nothing?
Yes.
Yeah, you're coming through.
You are loud and clear. Now just put yourself a little bit this way, and then we're good to go. There you go. Yay! Was it hard to get
We'll
in?
introduce our guest,
Holy
everybody
cow.
who's
Yeah.
this is Frank, and we'll have you plug your channel and everything. But Frank, I reached out to him because I always see his posts. He's a big horror guy. Now what I didn't know was that he is a huge Evil Dead fan. So we lucked out because this just happens to be a franchise he loves. So Frank, same question Alex had for me. What is your, without going into like all the details because we're going to go movie by movie, what is your overall sort of experience with Evil Dead? Like, do you love the new ones, the old ones? Just like an overview.
Yeah. What made you love the Evil Dead franchise?
Yeah.
What made me love the Evil Dead franchise, I would say, is right off the bat is the gore. I am a gore hound. I really love it. I really love Ash, of course, Bruce Campbell. But it's the Deadites too that really kind of make the film. They are just fantastic, man. There's some dark humor, which I am a dark humorous type of person. So whether that's the physical scenes or the dialogue, there's some very memorable scenes in each movie, I think, including the newest one. And yeah, I love the dark setting. I love the grittiness, at least with the earlier films. And of course, like 2 and 3, Army of Darkness, they get a little bit on the comical side. And I'm sure we'll talk about all of those movies, each and everything, but I love it. It's very, very fun.
What did you think of the TV show, Ash versus Evil Dead?
Guys,
You never seen it?
Hasn't seen it.
Is this a safe space? Because damn it, I have not seen it, man.
What kind of fan are you? Get it
I know. The movie.
I've never seen it either.
Oh man.
See,
Well,
there
but
you
you're
go.
not a fan of the franchise.
And I also don't like TV shows.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not a fan of the franchise. That's right. So Frank, you wasn't here when he was giving the people the negative vibes. So he doesn't like the franchise.
Someone got to be the. Someone
true.
got to speak
So-
for the people who don't like it, right? I
That's
mean,
true.
it's got to have both
Yeah.
opinions.
So all right. So out of everyone, I'm the only one who watched the TV show, and Stephanie. That's in the comments. I'll buy the popcorn. So okay. So you haven't seen the 3 seasons of it. I think you will love it. If you love, but it depends on which right? Like which movie you like. Like if you're gonna get the gore because it's a TV show, but this was very Evil Dead 2 slapstick. Like that's what it is. You're getting the comedy Ash Williams. You're gonna get some heartfelt scenes and all that crap, but you're gonna get more in depth of Ash Williams, who he is, why he doesn't want to be the chosen one, stupid choices. But they introduce more new characters like Kelly and Pablo, which is his two sidekicks in the show. So I recommend it. I'm gonna go back to watch it again because I haven't went back to watch it again. But I'm gonna definitely go back to watch it again because it made me want to watch it after watching this movie. But
really quick, is there links from the TV series to the new one at all? Because I know the new one. I'm pretty sure we'll talk about the new one here. Because there is connections to some of the previous movies, old and some of the modern films as well. But is there any connection between the TV series and this newest film?
I don't think so. When I was watching it, I didn't get no TV show vibes, like nothing. Besides, if they would have showed Ash, maybe. But this burn doesn't have anything that I would have said, oh, this is Evil Dead, like at all. Like I wouldn't. There was nothing besides them showing a chainsaw when she was pulling the rope. I mean, that's nothing that in the Kandarian, their version of the Book of the Dead and all that crap. But I didn't get no vibe of the TV show. And that's the thing that's sad. Like, and because the TV show as a whole, while it centers around Ash, I don't think these new franchises was good. It's a very, we could all talk about it. It's very weird because while Bruce Campbell did retire the character, like there's no more Ash Williams and he has no one else. No one else is going to play him because he said no. So there ain't going to be no Ash Williams on screen. I think these new movies just written off the chosen one. It's weird.
So, well, I don't know where you guys are at on the show and like what the hell to discuss and everything.
Oh no, we could.
So,
we're at the very
it's not
beginning.
scripted. Yeah, we're in a
okay.
like in the Sound of Music. It all started at the very beginning.
I don't know what the hell with the computer stuff.
Yeah, no, don't worry.
So
you could curse. It's
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
what the fuck, man? I don't know, man. I tried everything and it just wasn't
It's
working.
okay.
But yeah, normally, thank you guys for the invite. Greatly appreciate it. So yeah, in my review, which will be posted tomorrow, I actually had a friend with me who is one of my best friends. He actually introduced me to the Evil Dead franchise. Him and another friend of mine, still friends since high school, so longtime friends. D, he is a huge Evil Dead fan. I mean, he has a lot of memorabilia, kind of like you, Alex, but then he also has some of the movies. He doesn't collect physical media really, but he does with Evil Dead. So that franchise holds a special place to his heart. Him and I were having a conversation in regards to the previous movies and the new modern movies within the franchise.
Okay.
And him and I were talking about where the first and the modern movies are a darker tone. They have, they're pretty graphic. And the second one, Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness #3, they're just comical with, of
Slapstick.
course, horror elements brought into it, but they really Sam Raimi really leans into the comic aspect of it. And I still think my favorite ending is probably in the franchise is probably Army of Darkness theatrical cut. It's so damn funny. At the end of the movie at the supermarket and,
that one.
Hail to the King. And yeah. I just love it because prepping up for the show, I rewatched all the movies and it's all kind of recently in my mind and my thoughts about each film and the franchise as a whole. But I think with how we are, where we're kind of at, I don't know if this has to do with freaking society or whatever the hell it is, but at least with the modern movies, they're just really in a darker tone and they're very graphic. And for me, as a gorehound, I really love that type of visual effects and everything. My buddy, who's not really into horror too much, even though he's an Evil Dead fan, he absolutely loves number 2 and number 3. And he does love the 2013, but he just prefers that storyline continuity, which the modern films, they kind of don't, except for this one. The Evil Dead Burn did connect Evil Dead Rise. So, and especially, I don't know if you guys already mentioned it, you got to stay for the post credit. There's 2 post credits, and there is some connections to Evil Dead Rise, specifically with a certain character who was very famous right after Evil Dead Rise. And so I think a lot of maybe the older Evil Dead fans prefer maybe 2 and 3, and maybe a lot of the younger fans probably prefer what's been putting out now. So
you said
I agree 100% with that.
Yes, you said it the best, because like before you came on, I was telling Nate my favorite one is Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. Now,
way. Okay.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Those are my favorite ones, and I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but I love Evil Dead because of Part 2. So watching these new ones, it doesn't do nothing for me. Like I was telling Nate, it doesn't do nothing because I'm like, this is not Evil Dead. I'm sitting down, I'm watching Evil Dead, but this is not what I see. This is not Sam Raimi's demons on screen. Like each of them have that different whatever. Each of these new ones, Burn and Rise, and a little bit of Evil Dead 2013, kind of look like a generic demon dudes, like Exorcist characters on, like females with contacts on, not prosthetics, looking all weird, and have that crazy voices talking back. While they do have the stupid dark comedy, I don't know. For me, I personally don't like the newer modern stuff. But if they gave it to me,
yeah. So my friend D and I, we were talking about it, and I think Rise had some throwback scenes to the original film and 2 as well. 2013 and Evil Dead Burn are more of the serious tone. And what I mentioned, and he was agreeing with it too, is that I feel, because I get what you're saying, I feel with the modern movies, these Deadites, because that's what they are. They're Deadites. These modern Deadites remind me of, especially of Evil Dead Burn, remind me of 28 Days Later. Okay. 28 weeks later, because of the visuals, how they act, the contacts, the eyes are literally almost the exact same if you kind of look at it. And the feel, of course, right? It's more of a serious tone. But that's what I was kind of thinking, is that like this kind of reminds me of the Deadites of a little bit of 28 days later, 28 weeks, 28 years, those type of infected individuals instead of like a Deadite. So.
All right, Alex, before we move on and move into the show, this is a good way to segue. This is a great segue for it. In the chat, our buddy Tribro Gigolo, what's up, Tribro? He said,
"Sorry, my camera, dude. I'm so
I
sorry."
Thought he was trying to touch my hand.
No, man.
Feel you.
I'm sorry.
He asked. Asked Lobby Desk, "What's your favorite film in the series?" Lobby Desk says, "First one," and then. A great story here as we segue. He says, I've talked about this on here. I took my first date ever to see the first Evil Dead movie. And there was this creepy guy about 4 rows in front of us. At the point where the demon was in the basement, the guy started crawling towards us over the seats. That was my last date with the girl because I left her in the theater. And I feel like that's a really good segue into, talking about this franchise. That lady's, who knows what happened to her? Yeah. Lobby Desk doesn't know. He left her, and hopefully she's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. So let's do it. Okay, let's do it this way.
I think we should review the new movie.
That's what I was gonna do. Let's do it from 2026 and backtrack to 1981. So we'll go from the newest ones, and then we'll keep going back to the older ones. For people. All right. So I saw Evil Dead Burn. I ran home to go live. I was like, oh my god, because we got traffic. So we're going to the Evil Dead Burn. You saw it, right, Frank? Evil Dead Burn.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
just a couple
you're
hours
gonna
ago.
kick it off with You're gonna give us your thoughts on the movie. You can say whatever you want to curse.
Try to be you could curse it. Try to be spoiler free, but
but
you can't go into detail with
you go
certain
ham.
things.
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah,
can go
yeah,
ham
of
if
course,
you want,
of
but
course.
yeah, it's up to you. Go ahead.
Yeah. First, I gotta say, what's up, KB? I can't type anything. I don't know why I can't. But I just want to shout out to KB. What's up?
Hey, KB, welcome.
KB Toy Store.
I would say that with the new one, Evil Dead Burn, I thought overall it was a good film. It doesn't rank super high. I did find the film entertaining. I will buy it. In fact, I know me. I fucking know me, man. I bought so many. I mean, I have like 10 copies of the damn. There we go. Man, the camera's moving again. I gotta
Don't
fix
move.
that. But anyway, yeah, I got like 10 copies of the damn film in the franchise. Like, so I really love this franchise as a lot. In my opinion, I guess we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later. So with the new movie, I thought it was I thought it was pretty entertaining, and I thought graphic wise, I thought it was chef's kiss. There were some damn good moments that really remind me of 2013 specifically, not so much of Evil Dead Rise, and a little bit of the original film, but. Yeah, I just thought it was good. I thought the storyline was okay. I mean, I don't think it's anything to kind of write about. Just I don't know. I don't want to say it's kind of weak, but I don't think it's really memorable. My buddy and I did think that the acting was really good. I thought the cinematography was really good. Some of the angles, the camera angles, and the transitions to certain scenes were really good. But besides that, I don't know. I just think it's a solid film. I will rewatch it, and I already bought a couple copies already. The collector's edition and the steel book that Groove announced. So there's that. And I'm excited to rewatch it at home, especially if you have a good audio setup and TV setup, of course. But besides that, I just thought it was, a solid film.
All right, Nate, what you got? What do you think of Evil Dead Burn?
All right, Evil Dead Burn. All right, so I already gave a short review, but if I'm going to go a little more in depth here, let's start with the positives.
Go ahead.
I think the best part of this movie is some of the Frank touched on it, some of the choices the director made with the camera work. I think there's some interesting camera work here. There's a really cool one take shot where there's like all this chaos and the girl, like our main final girl, she's like crawling on the floor and everything's kind of happening behind her and around her. And I thought when I was watching it, I was like, this is cool. And you know me, Alex, I love a good long take. Yeah. And if you could put it in a horror movie, that's even better because it's pretty rare for horror films. So, Halloween did it in a couple of their movies, but for the most part, it's not very common. So I liked that. There's another scene where there's kind of action going on, and they crash into a mirror, and then the camera comes out like you were watching a reflection the whole time. Oh. And I thought that's a very clever, cool shot. I'm going to give credit where it's due. That was cool. The way there's a scene where this person's laying down and they kind of roll over and the camera's kind of flipping with them. Very cool. I think there was a lot of cool, creative camera work. To me, that was the best part of the movie, and it was the little jolts that got me kind of okay, into it. The gore is there. I'll give it credit there, too. It's a gory film. Yes, for sure. Other than that, I hated every character in this movie. I didn't like any of them. I didn't like our final girl. I hated the whole family, and I think it's to a point you're supposed to with the family. But even then, it's kind of hard. Usually in a horror movie, especially like Evil Dead, you got to be rooting for somebody, right? Like, you got to give me somebody that I want to be like, I hope this person lives and survives this. I didn't really have one. I didn't care for any of them. I think the movie is kind of ugly outside of I hate the color palette. It's all blue and gray. It looks like it's like a rainy day all the time. Didn't like that. There were moments that felt like a streaming movie to me, especially early, like the scene in the club and they're fighting out. I'm like, what is, like, I don't even feel like I'm watching a theatrically released movie. I feel like I'm watching a Hulu movie. So there's some where the director did well with some of the camera work. There's other moments where I'm like, this just feels so cheap, so much cheaper, even though it's not a huge budget franchise. Also, it's too long. It's the longest in the franchise by at least 25 minutes, and I have no idea why. Because
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
yes, it's the only one that touches nearly 2 hours. All the other ones are like 90 minutes or less. So, and matter of fact, Evil Dead 2, which I rewatched, is only in the 80s, like 88 minutes, I think.
Yeah, sure.
Rise is under 90, I believe, or 93, something like that. So this one's longer. I don't know why, because there's not much there. It definitely leans more into the modern horror tropes of like trauma and family trauma and this sort of thing. The elevated horror. It's like they tried to mix that with an Evil Dead movie. I don't know if it entirely worked. I mean, I guess, and Frank, you mentioned it too. Like, I do think that is something that younger audiences are way more into than someone who probably grew up watching, the original Evil Dead films, because that has no factor in those older movies. So I don't know, kind of mixed on that. But the worst part to me, and then Alex, I'm done. I had so many questions when I left this movie because this introduces something that's not in any of the other movies. And I looked it up because I'm not a pro. Like, you guys are more experts than me. I looked it up, and sure enough, there's not been a distinct, specific discussion like about this
circle of
the wise men.
Yeah, the circle of the wise men. Yeah.
Yeah. That is new. And I'm like, bro, 6 movies in, you're going to say that this thing exists and never before did anyone talk about it. And I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird. Also, they break the rules of the franchise. They break the rules of Evil Dead in, okay, this is a minor spoiler, I guess. So essentially every other movie, someone or either an audio tape or a person reads from the book. It activates the Deadites and everything goes crazy. In this movie, the girl starts to read it, doesn't finish, but it doesn't matter because the Deadites were activated because this guy found a dad. It's like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's random. And then the ending, I don't want to spoil what happened specifically in the end credit scene, but that also doesn't make any sense. If you really think about it, the way Rise ended, the way this goes, I'm like, how and why? So I don't know. I felt like where none of the other 5 left me with questions, this one left me with a bunch of questions. They pick and choose what kills these things and what doesn't kill these things. And so I had a lot of issues with it. But at the end of the day, I thought it was mid. Because I did like some of the kills. I did like some of the camera work. But I don't know. I don't know. I didn't love it.
Well, I'll say this. For the activation of the Deadites, when he was when he was playing the tape recorder said, if you find this book, do not open it because they will start coming after the book. He ripped open the Contagion garbage bag, I guess it was, to wrap on.
Yeah, it was in the thing.
Yeah, it was in a tight... I get what you mean. It's fucking dumb.
Yeah, but so that means there's more ways to activate them.
Yeah,
you don't even have to read
it's
the book.
Weird.
So what's the point?
It's totally weird. All right, I'll go.
Okay. Uh-oh. Where's Scott? Scott,
I'm gonna be honest. I fucking hated this movie. It's a trash movie. Garbage. I don't care what you want to call it. This is not an Evil Dead movie. This is a straight Shudder Originals presents with Evil Dead, and then directed by John Carpenter or some shit like that for this special edition. This is not an Evil Dead movie. I did not care for none of the characters. I was bored for 20 minutes because they had nothing to do with horror. We're celebrating his birthday, and they're having a fight. And I'm like, who is this? I know who Alice is because you get to see the character, and I'm like, okay, I guess Alice is the final girl. And I'm like, okay, great. Other than that, I don't care for none of those people. How are you gonna tell me? And I'm gonna go in, and I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm gonna fucking rip this thing a new butthole. It's gonna be like, I'm telling you. How are you gonna tell me that this kid is writing a book with his grandfather's research? He's putting up papers with demon shit, and he's scanning it and putting it up and doing all this. And when a demon shows up in his house, he fucking doesn't know what it is. He does not know what he was researching. I'm like, what is you telling me this? Like, you're literally...
Think about that.
Yeah, you did this shit for a year. He's researching with his grandfather's paper in the attic. First of all, his mom is like, your grandfather went crazy and he did this. Not to go, why is my dad's eyes the different color? Everyone's like, oh, Papa, we got to take Papa to the hospital. I was like, this shit is dumb. That's off the bat. The demon stuff, okay, great. I guess you want to say they're super stronger than the ones than the Army of Darkness eras and all that.
Powers now.
They got mad powers now. They could do whatever they want. And I was like, I get what they do, because in the original stuff, they could manipulate voices, which they all did, right? They could switch between loved ones and memories. They have memories, but the motherfucker can't go into the guy and figure out that the knife is upstairs when he was already in him. They already knew where the knife was if they went in him. Again, stupid people that take this franchise and do whatever they want to do and slap Evil Dead, people are going to love it. And I guess the gore stuff, I get it. I didn't cringe at all. And Nate knows, I don't like horror movies much. I love this franchise. I'm not too crazy with horror. But in this movie, this is the first movie that I did not cringe. I was like, this is stupid. You're setting up nothing. You got two people making out. I'm sitting for 5 minutes seeing a Deadeye making out with a normal person. What the F am I watching? Like, literally, what am I watching? Like, I was really pissed off. Really pissed off, because I'm like, this is not Evil Dead. Like, you're not. I don't care for the hero, which is a girl, another girl. We got 3 movies, which I was telling, I don't mind female heroes, so people don't come attacking me. But why is it every Evil Dead movie a girl? What happened to the men? Like, what? Ash is the only man in the franchise that everyone associate with. They went 2013, we got Mia. I liked Mia. She was very strong. Yeah. She fucking fought the demons. And I'm going, wow, a second movie with Mia would be dope, because now we got a female Ash. No, we got Evil Dead Rise with Beth. A new hero comes along. She fucking disappears. Now we got Evil Dead Burn. A French, fucking fighting demons. She doesn't want to fight like, I was so pissed off. I'm like, what is going on here? Why can't we just make a brother and sister team? Ash had a daughter in the TV show. Why can't we have Ashley Williams as a fucking character? Like, I don't get this. Ash's daughter is in the TV show. Why can't we have Ash's daughter in a movie? If everyone, and Frank said it, everyone associates Evil Dead. Look, Ash is in the t-shirt of Evil Dead. He's right there. No one has Mia t-shirts. No one has Beth t-shirts. No one has never gonna have Alice as a t-shirt. Everyone's gonna throw this damn, like, this might be my first Evil Dead movie that I don't even think I'm gonna pick up. I picked up Rise, and I didn't like Rise, but I don't think I'm picking up Burn. That shit could burn. For all I care.
What was weird to me too?
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can explain it better, because I don't think you will be able to, because I think it's a flaw of the movie. So about the Deadites, like, okay, they have powers now that they've never had before. Like, they could boil a whole lake, and like the whole lake, they could make it into like a soup, and they could make fire come out of nowhere.
I think I understand what they're trying to do, but the thing is, if you're and the crazy thing with the Evil Dead. When the demons show up and they see Ash, they know he's the chosen one. They go, oh my God, it's Ash. When he gets the chainsaw and the boomstick, they know he has the boomstick and the chainsaw, and they get fear. How the hell do we go from a chosen one to random 3 people? Like, I don't get this thing. And then you got 6 Necronomicons across this entire franchise. We got 6 different books, which displays, because of Ash going back through time, he made 3 more. Now his one in 2013 is the same one here, and this one. I get it. My problem is, if you're gonna write out the chosen one, What are we? Is it like Buffy? Everyone's a fucking slayer. Like what's going on here? Like I don't get it.
The other thing I was gonna say was I don't understand how the Deadites function here in the sense of a lot of stuff happens, and Jay said so much for a spoiler. I mean, look, these are not like plot spoilers. These are just like things that happen in the movie. But I don't understand how like in every other movie the Deadite can like move from person to person. And the amount of stuff that happens to like the brother in this movie, how did he not get possessed? Like at some point, I feel like they were picking and choosing, what they wanted and what they didn't want to use. And then my last gripe, CGI. Give
that horrible.
Whatever you think about like the older movies. I mean, amazing practical effects. Frank talked about when he was talking about his overall like amazing practical effects and makeup. And this does have some, but like the CGI demon got like all I could think of was like Imhotep before he got his skin.
That's what I said.
In the old mummy.
He was
and
horrible.
I'm like, what and how? Like how and why? And I just had too many questions. So I mean, it was tough for me to like fully enjoy unless I just turned off my brain and was like, none of it matters, and let me just watch it for like kills.
Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, I will support the franchise like I support DC. Whether it's a piece of shit movie, I will support it. But there's a length that I will go to that I will not, because they're just putting and slapping a franchise name on it doesn't make me go, wow, I want to go see it. Now we're getting Evil Dead Wrath that takes place in 1972 before 1981. More answers are going to be questioned now. Because is that going to rewrite the whole Chosen One thing? Because that makes Ash's timeline different now. Because, see, that's what I'm saying. It's too many questions, right? So you end with Rise, like, Frank said. The post-credit scenes are going to give you the Rise thing. Perfect character to associate with Evil Dead because she was the main character in Rise. Everyone remembered her because she was the marketing campaign of that character. Because when I saw that post-credit scene, I was like, where the hell was this freaking girl the whole movie? She should have been the one going after the book. Not random person in a lake. Like, they didn't... It's just so many... I don't know. This is what I hate about, like, when modern movies take a franchise. And I get it. Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi, you told me he was producers of this. I think they just got a paycheck. I don't think they looked at the script and went, yeah, sure, cool.
Well, if they produced, that means they put money into it.
Oh, they must have put, because it's the name. They're gonna get people out with the name. I mean, I get it, but at the end of the day, bro, like, look, if people like it, awesome. But I know for a fact for myself, I couldn't. I did
want to say, on Rotten Tomatoes, this has a 71% critic score and an 82% audience score.
I don't get how.
After I saw it, most of the reviews I saw were positive. So, you're in the far minority, and I'm
the only minority,
middle minority. Yeah, but most people seem to be enjoying it.
I like I said, everyone sees it different. But I'm just saying is those characters are not memorable, like at all. Like I didn't care for anyone. I wanted all of them to die. But the thing is, you're right. Demons change. Their powers change. The Book of the Dead is supposed to be this powerful thing. There was none in this movie. It was just carbon. It was a copy. It was a piece of paper.
Utilized.
Yeah, you barely utilized that. The knife from part 2, I think, was in this movie because that's what she picked up the first time.
But that was part 2. It looked horrible.
Yeah, it was from part 2. That was the part 2.
It looked like a box cutter.
Yeah, no, that's the new one. That's the Ken doll.
Like that's what I mean.
That's the new one.
The new one looked horrible.
No, that one looks like a piece of crap. The
one are you eating lemons?
Because I'm
eat lemons for fun,
dude. I am so pissed off with this Burn movie that I'm literally sucking on a lemon right now.
I've never seen anyone eat lemons just for the heck of it.
That's how angry I am. I'm like, ugh. But anyway, I'm so sorry. I had to vent myself here.
Frank, did any of these things stick out to you when you were watching the film? Like, were you thinking like, how does that work? Or did you have these similar questions or not really?
Well, I would say in the beginning of the film with the lake scene, the girl who comes up is actually from, if I remember right, she's actually from Rise, not the girl who initially came up from the water, but it was her friend who I want to say that she gets. And then in this movie,
she was reading the book.
Yeah, they brought I believe
She's the one
because
who
she
got
looked
hit
really
with
familiar.
the. She was the one who got hit with the drone because she had the scars on her cheeks.
Yes, the drone girl. Yes, she was
Yes,
the drone
exactly.
girl. Yeah, that
Yeah,
she
yeah.
fell. Yeah.
So I don't know if people realize that. So there was that connection. I guess, yeah. With the power that you were talking about, I definitely now that you guys mentioned it, I haven't, I guess for me, it didn't really bother me that it
Sure.
had that. Um, I think the characters just really wasn't too memorable, and I don't know if you guys have seen Infested, which is the film. The director Sebastian starts with a V. It's a
Vanacek
2023.
or something like that.
Yeah. That's a good creature feature spider film, and it's a French film. So that movie is pretty graphic, and I think that the way that this movie is definitely sets in tone again with this previous movie and with the more modern films. But I do think that this story, all in all, is not as memorable. I My friend D was stating the same thing as you guys, specifically you, Alex, in regards of there's more. I think Nate, maybe you said it too. There's more questions than answers, which there is, because I don't know why now they're kind of going back 10 years, 9 years prior to the first film, when they have a cliffhanger to this movie that is more recent, right? For fans, and kind of gets them like hyped up, because I know when that was brought up, I was pretty hyped up.
Yeah.
The ending to Rise, what you were saying, Nate, it kind of doesn't make any sense. Like, why?
Yeah.
Because unless like she's like Candyman, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was kind of thinking about when you were kind of discussing it. I did like the character, the main villain, the main Deadite from Rise, so I thought it was just a nice little thing. But
I did like seeing that. It's just when it was over, the initial like, whoa, I like that. Then I was like, wait a second. But I just watched Rise earlier. How did this?
Yeah.
How could this happen?
Also, I don't know if you guys.
Well, it happened because her ash was in the
How?
urn. The daughter,
she got put through a wood chipper. No, how did she have ashes? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
She
They must have put the ashes in the chipper. Ash shit in the ash.
I don't know. There's no way, bro. There's no way. She also formed into like a mongoloid with like 7 other people. Like how? It doesn't make sense.
Dude. Wait.
Make
The
me
French.
Anyway, Frank, what were you saying?
Yeah, Frank.
Oh, well, I was gonna say is that, what the hell is I gonna say? Is that if I saw the movie and understood and looked at it correctly, is that the Will and the brother, like their grandfather, is well, are we spoiling like a little bit?
No,
I don't
you
know,
could
man.
go. I mean,
It's
you
fine.
could. I mean, you don't have to go all crazy because it's not a big plot point. I mean,
Okay.
That's true.
Well,
Yeah.
it is Ash,
Oh, you
because
think so?
no, I know so, because when the grandma is going up the wall
Mhm.
in her chair, she has a picture of Bruce Campbell. She has Ash in the background.
I don't know.
So I don't know if
that could just
No.
be a cameo thing. I don't think it's Ash.
I look it up, but I because him and I were talking about it. Well, like it just makes sense, like with this whole connection to everything. Grandpa ran off, all this other type of stuff. He's very knowledgeable. I could be wrong, but like there is Ash, like right there while she's going up,
Well-
and
It could have been an Easter egg because their last name is not Williams, and if it's a paternal grandfather, then I mean, then again, it might be on the mom side, but that would mean that Ash would have been part of the circle of the wise men. And when did that ever happen? Like, it didn't happen in the show. It didn't happen ever.
So what I was kind of thinking about it, because it is, I don't know if it's a reference to Army of Darkness.
Go ahead.
So that's when I heard that, and like all this, things with the storyline and all that type of stuff. I don't know if that's like a reference to Army of Darkness for, I don't know.
It could be, because there is when I looked it up, there's a reference of like a wise man or something, but not necessarily like this little cult kind of aspect to it.
Yeah, the wise man is the guy with the beard that sends him back in time.
Right.
That's the wise man. He goes, "Hey, wise man." He goes, "You give me." He goes, "I brought you the book. Now you send me back." And he goes, "That's maybe it's his wise, like King Arthur's circle, but it's maybe his circle of wise men. Maybe they were trying to do. I mean,
and it could be that they took that character and decided to make this plot point about it. But even then, you need more detail than just saying that. Like, well, there's this group that none of y'all have ever heard of. And they've existed for thousands of years. It's like, oh, okay, cool, I guess.
Yeah,
we're not going to bring them up again.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the problem with modern. When you could take the story and you could branch out and do whatever you want, it starts to mess with lores. And that's
lore's kind of messy here.
Yeah, the lore is weird, right? Because when Ash went back in time, there's a loop time hole. I think there's a loophole. Right, because the professor found the knife in the book in the cave, meaning that's Ash, where Ash was, because he was in the cave when he drank the potion. He went bloop. But then when he came back in time, he has a different Necronomicon in the TV show. He has a different one, different make and model in the TV show. And he reads it by mistake because he was, I thought it was funny. He was drunk and he was trying to show off to the girls. So he opened the book and he started reading the Necronomicon book and he went, uh-oh. And you see the thing going, But anyway, so he has a different book there. And then the 2013, I believe, is a different Necronomicon book. And then Evil Dead Rise is another different Necronomicon book. So there's different Necronomicons. The problem is that I think what happens is within the timeline of Ash Williams is how does the chosen one gets chosen? Because if he's the chosen one that saves the world, what happens with these guys? Like
but Alex, there is no chosen one in these new ones.
But that's what I'm trying to say, though. But that's what I'm trying to say. You can't connect these movies with Evil Dead 1, 2, and 3, Army of Darkness, if there's no chosen one.
I don't think they do. I feel like they're their own thing at this point, honestly. I don't even think they're in the same universe as the Ash Williams Evil Dead movies. I really don't. It seems like they are just their own stories with a similar pieces, right? Yeah. The Book of the Dead, this dagger, Deadites. Other than that, it's references, but I don't even think Ash exists in these movies and how they function. That's my opinion.
You might be right. Oh, you might be. I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if I'm right or wrong. That's my guess.
It makes it right because if you look at 2013, it had his car, his chainsaw in the cabin.
Those were like Easter eggs. I don't think they were meant to be like.
But if you do a new movie, you could make it seem like that is his cabin and he never went back to it. Yeah. So like it's just like it comes down to the writing and how they want to make it with the Ash or do they not? And that's where it comes down to. Are we going into each of these stories going to be a brand new character, which everyone's going to fall in love, and who doesn't give a crap because they don't come back to the next movie anyway? It's just a one-off with all these characters. I personally prefer Mia out of all of them. I think she suffered the most. I think she got better with the movie as a drug addiction, and then she just kicked off.
That movie had the best storyline by far.
It did.
Like the whole allegory for drug use and addiction and. That's the one that it worked the best out of these new ones.
All right, well, what's
our scores?
What's our scores? What do you give Evil Dead Burn? Out of 5, 10, whatever you like.
Me?
Who are you talking to?
Frank. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm like talking like we're in front of each other. Frank, which one would you? What rating system you like to use? But what would you rate this movie?
I'll go out of 10, and I will say that. I think this is probably at a. I found it. I did find it entertaining, but I think it's probably like at a 6, maybe a 7. But like it's still like I don't know. I think it's a solid film. Kind of forgettable a little bit, but again, like I love the gore and I'm a simple man, so I do like that. But if you're kind of deep diving into like the whole storyline and everything else, I just think it's like a solid film, not a great one. And yeah, I don't know if we're doing like a ranking or anything, but you know, it's
We could do a quick ranking. We could do a quick
it's
one.
it's kind of low.
Okay. Nate, what you got?
I gave it a 5. I gave it a 5 out of 10. So we're not that far off. I know I had a lot of negatives, and I'll stick to them. But like I said, when I was watching it, I was like, okay, at least it has gore. At least it has some cool camera work. I thought the music was decent. So like, there are good things in it, just from a filmmaking perspective. I just had more questions than answers. So I gave it a 5. Pretty mid for me.
I will give the camera work credit. I think it had camera work, but I had too many questions, and I was way pissed. I give it a 1 out of 10. I think this is a piece of crap.
What?
Yeah.
No,
This
man.
is a piece of crap. It is a piece of crap. Yeah, I would never watch this again. You wouldn't. I'm not gonna say I would never, because if someone comes over and says, "Hey, I want to do a Evil Dead franchise run," I'll put this digitally because I will not have this in my collection of of my army of darkness and Evil Dead stuff. But
Oh yeah.
I will go. Yeah, sure. I will sit down. Most likely be on my phone. Because I would be like,
Scott gave it a 3 out of 10.
He gave it a 3 out of 10. Yeah. I called him right
really
after.
like it.
He was like my therapist when I was going to Target because I was like flipping out. But yeah, I wasn't too crazy with this one. All right, 2023, Evil Dead Rise comes up. We have Beth, expected mother, goes with the family, right? The husband left a sister or something, and then she has her kids, and they live in a building. This time is Evil Dead in a building, like Raid. This time. One of the memorable demon nights, deadites on camera. I think great job. But I would say, Nate, you go first. What did you think of Evil Dead Rise?
We'll go through these really quick since they're older. I think Evil Dead Rise is superior to Burn. I liked it better. I watched it right before. I remember we reviewed it already, so I won't re-review it. But I will say I liked it more than you did. I think it had the balance of the modern sort of gore and darkness. There was still some humor in that one. This one is not funny at all. Like there's no jokes, and that one did have some funny parts. It also had that cool thing like the peephole scene where all the action's happening and it's just from the view of the peephole. The Deadite, what's her name, Ellie, very memorable. Honestly, looks cool, whatever. So I did like Evil Dead Rise more than Evil Dead Burn. I don't remember what score I gave. Maybe like a 6.5 out of 10 or something like that. But I thought it was better than this one.
All right, Frank, what you got? Evil Dead Rise.
I remember watching Evil Dead Rise with D, the last 3 movies we've seen together in the movie theater. And him and I were kind of disappointed with Rise initially. Rise, however, has grown on me. And I would definitely put this over Burn for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I would say, well, since I it's a little bit above Burn, I would probably say like it's a 7. I think again, just because I love the franchise so much, I wanted to rewatch the film, and plus I have just like a policy where, for me, if there's a film that I don't like at all, I rewatch it later on just to make sure. Maybe it's I'm in a different mood for the movie and everything, even if I'm kind of dreading it. But I'm glad I gave Rise a chance. Gave it another shot, because what I didn't like about it originally was kind of like the whole kid. It leaned into that little aspect of it. I didn't really care for that, and I still kind of don't care for that like at all. But Ellie's performance, or Alice, or whatever her name is,
Sutherland. I think it's Sutherland.
Yeah,
Sutherland. Yeah. Ellie Bixler is the character.
Yeah,
she is very good, very memorable, and what she goes through, and just like how she acts, and the dialogue, and some of the scenes. And I really liked the throwback to her in the elevator, which was a reference to the original, which to
the Woods.
Maybe it was, maybe it was like even to 2013 and number 1 too as well. But yeah, I would say a 7 for Evil Dead Rise, for sure. Um, yeah, I just didn't really care for too much of like the whole kid type of thing.
And I think
Hmm.
like this one is all about like not just family trauma, but like abuse. I'm talking about Burn, like abuse and all that. The Evil Dead Rise is really like focused on like motherhood a lot. There's a lot of stuff
Hmm.
about becoming a mom and the family, like the mother. So like it's true that you're pointing that out. Like that is a big focus. And then like I said, 2013 drug addiction and things like that. So like there's these underlying thematic things that they do. But for Rise, that's kind of where it is. It's the whole motherhood thing and stuff like that.
Really quick, I just thought about it, and I think I maybe mentioned. No, I didn't mention it in my interview, but or my review is that the dialogue. So I'm just going back to Burn really quick. The dialogue at the dinner scene really kind of reminded me of a Rob Zombie film, where you, if you guys have seen Rob Zombie films, one, I'm not a huge Rob Zombie fan director. I love White Zombie and I love his music, but as far as a director, I'm not a huge Rob Zombie film. His first movie of Halloween grew on me, and now I become to like the film. I did not like the second one at all, and I still don't. I think it's
No.
That was crap.
I think
Horrible.
that film was a lot worse than Burn. But
Me too.
But
Yeah, you know, yeah.
but that I didn't like, and that's, I don't know if that's kind of like the new modern trope as well, where like they just say some really dumb shit, and I just noticed that it just kind of gave me like Rob Zombie film dialogue type of vibes. I don't know. That I didn't really care about as well. But yeah, so there we go.
Nice.
Evil Dead. So with Evil Dead Rise, I didn't like it the first time either. I mean, I wasn't too crazy with it. Like, I think it's a way better movie than Burn, hands down. I watched it again, and I enjoyed it for what it was, but it's just still certain things that pisses me. Like, it just irks me. Like, they have an earthquake in a building. They go in the crack. Who the hell will go into a crack? I don't know. But and then there's like crosses everywhere surrounding this thing, and someone go, "Oh yeah, let me put my hands in this and pull out whatever's in it." And it's a record with the Necronomicon. Like, who the hell will record this stuff on a record? And the guy listens to music on the record. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Like, the coincidences just makes it so bizarre sometimes with this thing. And I get it. It's fresh, new take. It's like Jumanji. We're not going to play the board game, but let's make it into a video game. Woohoo! The kids now know how to play Jumanji.
Yeah, if they had another tape player, people are like, what even
Yeah.
is this thing? I don't even know what to do.
So again, like, I'm very, like, people be like, oh man, you're critical and you're very picky. I'm very picky and critical. Nate knows when it comes to my movies. I'm like, oh, I'm very, and I go in. But this one, I was just like, all right, it is. I let it be. But I agree. I think that the performances, and again, and I said this, that Sutherland lady, her character, the Demonite, the Deadite or whatever, her character is the most memorable out of all the new ones. It's like Mia to me is the most memorable hero, like to me out of all of them, and the Deadite is her from Rise. Like, if you put Mia and her in a movie together, I'm like, this is it. We got the new Evil Dead that everyone wanted. But yeah, she's very memorable. My only thing is, I thought it was gonna set up Evil Dead Rise, and I was like, oh, Deadite is gonna run the earth, and we're gonna get, you know, the heroes versus like all these Deadites. Nope, not in this one. So again, it's weird because you're telling me that this lady rises from the water, and then when the new movie starts, she's still in the water. So it's like, well, okay, she was dormanted in the water until someone touched the book again. So that's where, to me, it doesn't jive much. So I was just like, okay, great. But the Rise itself, I thought it was okay. Beth as a character, I was like, because I already saw it with Mia. So I didn't care for this one. And I think that's the problem with me. All these girls that are playing them, they're the same. Some traumatic background.
They're kind of like emo.
Yeah, they're
kinda
emo.
like dark and moody.
Moody, but they have a dark past or something happening to them, and then they rise above it, become a hero at the end. So for me, I just think they're becoming the same throughout all the movies, so it's nothing new or different. So again, I agree with Frank. I gave it a 7 out of a 10. I was just like, okay, it grew on me. I know for a fact Burn is not going to grow on me again, even if I watch it again.
Tony is here with a hot take before we move on. He says Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is the second best Halloween film in the franchise. I love the bold choices and risks that Zombie took, making it his own polarizing horror sequel. Hobo Michael Myers is dope. Tony, keep being you. Never stop being you.
Hobo Michael Myers is dope. I love. They should make a movie of that. Hobo Mike.
They did. It was Halloween 2, and it was horrible.
Oh wow.
It was the worst. But that's Tony. He's our guy. He makes hot takes, and he's back with another one. Second best Halloween movie. Period.
Hey, there you go. But this movie. So for those of you out there, this movie takes place in Los Angeles, 2023. Correct. Now Burn takes place. I don't even know. It looks.
They don't
like,
even say.
No,
and it was filmed in New Zealand, but it looked like Bulgaria.
Yeah. It was Illinois. There was Illinois license plate.
Illinois.
So Illinois.
That's if I remember right.
Okay, so
Illinois. How the hell did that girl get out of that lake and get hit by that car? Wait a second.
That makes no sense. So if it's Los Angeles and she rose up from the lake,
I know why. I know why. The brother lived in Los Angeles. That's where that club was. And that's when he hits her. The family, the family's in Illinois, like the house that
so
they
took his body to Illinois.
Yes, the cremation. Yes, because they had California license plate at the club scene in the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, because the original film takes place takes place in Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan. Yeah, in the woods of Michigan. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So okay, so we got Los Angeles. We got the other. Okay.
Illinois.
Okay. Now 2013 is Evil Dead. Now this is the bolder, darker. Everyone calls it a remake, but it's technically a continuation. Yeah. What do you got, Frank, on this one?
This is my second favorite in the entire franchise. I absolutely love 2013. Going with the more darker tone. I absolutely the way that I am as a horror fan, and I'm a huge horror fan. I absolutely loved it, man. I'm also big into music, and I really loved the music to this to 2013 as well. I just loved the creepy ass music that was playing in it, but then of course, I love how the movie is shot. I loved Mia. I just watched it yesterday, and I loved Mia, and then of course whatever what her character goes through and all that shit. But the ending of it, it's so bonkers. It's so over the top with the raining blood and all these like visceral, very graphic scenes that I absolutely love. Even like some of the subtle things that I loved when the girl in the bathroom, when she attacks her boyfriend, there's like some jolting. Yeah, there's some jolting, aggressive movements, but there's a part where it's so subtle that a lot of people freaking hate, and that's like messing with the eyes and like underneath the eye, or getting just that close up to that scene with the needle. I mean, simple, subtle things like that really got me. And I did love the throwback. I think part of it also is because it was a huge gap between Army and 2013. So people, that to me, 2013 it was one of my favorite theater experiences, because they're at that night, like, I saw it with a group of guys who, again, I knew since high school, but then you could tell, like, at least with my theater showing, there was a huge Evil Dead fans in that movie, because whenever there was references to Evil Dead and previous films, like, we were all kind of like laughing or, nudging each other just a little bit, like pointing at it. And I don't know. It was such a fantastic film, and it sets the tone right away from the beginning of the film, like what you're kind of in for. This wasn't like a humorous type of film. It was more a serious, dark tone, and you got it right in the beginning, and it just followed it throughout the entire movie. and I loved it, man. So I give 2013 like a 9 out of 10. I I usually save 10s out of 10 for very rare occasions. I'm not like one of those people who don't give out a lot of 10s, but for me 2013 is a fucking damn near perfect film for me as a horror fan and within an Evil Dead franchise fan of it as well.
Yep.
So yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
What you got, Nate?
Yeah, I'm a second that. It's my favorite one, though. It's not my second favorite one. It's my favorite Evil Dead movie. I think it's the best Evil Dead movie. Now, maybe not the best Evil Dead movie in the sense of whatever the old people like from these old 80s movies, but it is the best movie with the name Evil Dead in it to me. I think it has the best it has the best acting out of all of them. Like the performances are genuinely good. The gore is nasty, like really painful looking stuff. Mia's a great character. It has a great plot, and we're gonna get to one later in a moment, but it has a good story that works on multiple levels. It works if you take it at surface level and you don't look at it as the whole drug, allegory thing. It still works as a horror film, as an Evil Dead movie. If you do want to look at it on that other level, it's also fantastic there. I think Fede Alvarez has a beautiful style. He's made multiple, Alien Romulus was awesome. This movie, Evil Dead 2013, awesome. So I like his style. Yeah, and again, like I said, really good performances, crazy amounts of blood and gore, nasty. And we talked about Ellie Bixler as a Deadite. Mia as a Deadite was horrifying. That part where she's like sticking her head out of the basement and she's like singing and creepy looking, creepy. So yeah, I love 2013. It's my favorite of the bunch. I'll give it a 9 out of 10 as well.
Yeah, I think this is for sure the best one in the modern versions. I think I like Freddy Alvarez as a director. I think he's really good. I think this is the best remake of a franchise. If you want to not even connect it to the franchise, it's a great remake to the film. I like Mia as a character. I always said it. I was like, I don't know why they didn't continue the franchise with Mia, but it is what it is. I love the fight between her and the last demon in the rain. I thought it was dope. And it sets up because it was in the book, so it was cool. Like if it's a certain time, and I think that's what the movie, and that's what I guess I liked about the movie is that the movie plays on your like suspense, right? Because in the book you see this thing, and it's like if you don't do this by a certain thing, this thing comes out, and it does. You're like, oh shit, right? These other movies never gave you like the thing.
That movie follows the rules. It follows the rules that it sets up. It doesn't like go all crazy and make some random stuff up. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I like that too.
Yeah, and it's cool. Like I don't know, I just felt like it was. I don't know. I just felt like as a remake, I thought it was great. It was one of the best remakes up there. Like I like the Friday the 13th remake, and not many people do, but I like that movie a lot. I thought it was really good.
I really love that movie.
Yeah, I really like that movie. I didn't like the Elm Street one. I hated Chucky. I'm not a big fan. Well, Nate knows I'm not a big fan of none of the Halloweens except the original ones. But I think this was the perfect one. I thought it was perfect, and I thought it was going in the right direction. Then it just tanked.
Man. I was kind of floored of. I guess you touched upon it maybe a little bit, but with 2013 with Rise, I was shocked with Burn and the storyline and how in the hell did Mia not come out back later, or even like Ellie, like we talked about it earlier, but like more of a more presence of the film, like at least the storyline. I just don't. I did not like that. Not like I was going into Burn as a negative. Like I always try to have like an open mind with with the films, but I was very confused of like these characters that the fans absolutely loved. Fans loved Mia. Yeah. Fans loved Ellie as the main Deadite.
Yeah.
Like how in the hell the next movie are you not following up with like some of those characters as the main storyline, and then with the next film you're going 10 years back to the original film and not like you're gonna miss this wide gap with the modern audience who are gonna forget about maybe some of the recent films because you're going all the way back to 1970s and so it's like I don't know. Missed opportunity.
It's a very missed opportunity, and it was crazy because I was telling my wife, like, when the movie ended, I'm like, it's crazy because if you want, female heroes, right? You could write them in a good way that it doesn't feel forced in every movie that you're just dumping, every different scenario with a family and a female character and she's the last person. You could write it in a way. You could do it. And I was telling her, I was like, what could have made this so much simpler, right? Evil Dead Rises, right? They did the Rise. So I'm like, okay, what I would have done different, Mia and Beth somehow find each other. And
Mia should just be trying to destroy all the books.
Right, but what I'm saying is that they find each other somewhere there, somehow they come together. They figure something out. But they have to find the chosen one, Ash Williams, because could they find the incantation? But listen, they find the Ash William, and it's Ashley Williams, which is his daughter, which is played by, and they find the Ash Williams they think it is, and that girl is like, well, my dad is the fucking loser. I haven't seen him in God knows when. And, and all this crazy shit started happening. And you could do it with her. She's in the bathroom and she sees that Sutherland lady like she did in the post-credit scene. She shows up and she's like, what the fuck is this? Like, who is this? And she's like, we're coming for you. Dead by Dawn! Dead by Dawn! And she's like, what is going on? Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's freaking out. And then Mia and Beth shows up. And she's like, I don't know. I'm not that person that you think I am. And then at the end of the movie, she does. She she could find Ash's like stuff and his boomstick, his his chainsaw. Like, you could do something. It doesn't have to be Bruce Campbell. Like, I keep telling people this. You don't have to do Bruce Campbell. They set up his daughter. They could look for Ashley Williams, which is AKA Ash. They think is Ash, but it's not. It's the daughter. And then you go, holy crap! Now you have the daughter, Beth, and then you could even bring in Kelly and Pablo. They come across, and now you have the TV show people with the new modern, and then you could have the Southern lady as the main Deadite looking for the books. I would have been like, to me, that's what it would bridge the gap between the TV show that you invested 3 years of, you like the characters, and it opens a possibility of Ash coming on screen for the last time with his daughter to kick ass. Because the last time you seen that was in the season finale of the TV show, that he's like saving the day and all that. And I love my brother. That dude always makes me laugh with the one-liners. I always love the one-liners. But and for those out there, if you haven't seen it, Ash's daughter is 100% carbon copy of his father. She is sarcastic.
Oh, really?
She's sarcastic. Awesome. She gives no shits. She's like, you a loser? And he goes, yeah, I know. But he goes, but I got to save the day. And she's like, then let's do it. And I'm like, yes, that is what we need, a sarcastic character. But you could do something like that, and I can't see nothing wrong with that. Fans will like it because it bridges the gap between all the universes. But anyway, with that said, Army of Darkness, 1991. I know Nate hates the movie, so Nate hates 2 and 3. So
I'll go first. Let's get me canceled. I hate Army of Darkness.
Yeah,
I do not like it at all.
Get it out the way.
It's one of the stupidest movies I've ever seen. I didn't grow up with it, so I watched it in my 30s, and I said, I don't understand why everyone loves this movie. It's not for me. I do not think it's funny. I do not think it's good. It's a Looney Tunes cartoon. There's like the little ashes. And I'm like, what am I watching? This is not funny, not good. I do think the direction is good because I do think Sam Raimi is a good director. So, I respect his craft.
Yeah.
It's just not a story that I care about or that I like. I don't think Ash is, as much as everyone else loves him, I don't think he's like that great of a character.
What?
It's fine. I don't. Nothing about him to me is like, wow, I love Ash.
That's a hot take.
I'll explain why.
That's a very hot take.
It is, but I'll explain why when we go back to the ones before this, because we're going backwards. So, Army of Darkness, not a movie for me. I think it looks kind of cool, and that's about it. 3 out of 10.
Okay.
I don't like it. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
What you got, Frank?
I would probably give it the same score as either Burn or Rise. I know for the longest time, I did not really like. I thought the film was okay, Prior to Burn, I had this as like the second lowest in the franchise. Because I had Rise as the lowest, and I liked Rise, right? Like for me, even with Burn, I still think like every movie is pretty good. Um, Going into it prior to Burn, I think it's my favorite overall franchise within horror, where every damn movie is pretty freaking good. Um, but we're ranking it. Burn, Burn would be, Burn would be last. This would be Army of Darkness. Yeah, it's got to be like probably at a 7 because I rewatched it yesterday and I had more fun with it than I had in the previous years.
Gotcha.
Even and I have like a few copies of the 4K and the standard edition and the steelbook. Even when I bought those, I didn't actually rewatch the film, but I rewatched it just yesterday, and I still think it was very entertaining. There is some over the top, pretty ridiculous comical moments that I didn't really care for. But all in all, like I thought the whole little minis ashes, I thought that entire scene was just too damn long, and I didn't really care for it. But all in all, like I still think it's like an entertaining film. So I think I would go with like a 7. Like I don't think it might be slightly better than Rise, but not like that big of a difference, at least to me. I love the theatrical ending to Army of Darkness, though. I prefer the director's cut until the ending of the movie, where that is more of a bleak ending. He comes out of the cave. He sleeps. He's too long in the cave.
Long.
Yeah, I prefer the. So if you cut that out and insert theatrical version of it, I think it's just like perfect, because the director's cut, you get more of the storyline, at least more of the continuity of the storyline. Plus the battle scene is a little bit longer. Which I really love the battle scene at the end of the movie. I forgot how good it is.
Oh, that's the best.
Especially with the director's cut of it. I really loved it. So So ranks it as equal as Rise.
I enjoy Army of Darkness for what it is. I don't think it's like that the greatest one out of all of them. I just think it's one of the fun. I think for me it's the most quotable. Like I quote a lot of that movie to everyone. There's a lot of funny scenes. Like that one's funny. The ending is really funny with that one too. When he's talking to Ted Raimi, he goes, "You really think you did all that?" And next thing you know, the kids and he mushes the girl off the way, and he rips the clothes off, and then he has the mechanical arm, and then he grabs the gun, and then he's like shooting all over the place. Like I don't know. I think like that scene is cool. Like I said, there's different endings to it. Those are fun. There are certain scenes that I enjoy a lot that I think is funny with him, especially when he plays the bad self, right? And he's, you would never retrieve the Necronomicon. He goes, "Hey, what's that on your face?" And he throws the dirt. That shit is fucking funny. I don't know why. I just think those things are funny. I don't know. I get stupid humor for myself. I don't know. I always laugh at that. And then when he's eating the grapes, love me, hate me, and he's spitting him, he goes, blow. That's dumb. Or the beginning of the movie, he goes, "Hi, my name is Ash, and I'm a slave." And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh!" That shit is so freaking stupid. I'm telling you, I laugh at it. I mean, it's not the best movie in the world, but I laugh at it all the time when I watch it because it's just so comical. And then I love the scene when the character they're setting up the plans and the old lady brings the food and knocks the pot over. And he's like, "Hey, she bitch, let's dance."
Yeah.
That is so freaking stupid. Like that's really cool. But like again, that movie, I just think he just like, I'm just gonna do the most ridiculous, horrible, like movie there is. I don't think he was taking it seriously. I think he was just like, let's just have fun with this. But yeah, I agree. I'll get like a 6 out of a 10, honestly. If I put it up there. Is it better than Rise and Burn? I think it's better than Burn for me. I don't care for Burn, but in terms of, I think Burn is Rise is a little bit better in my eyes. I think, but I love Ash though. I like the character himself. He's just a dummy. And when he's building stuff, and remember when the wizard takes the gunpowder and he puts it over the fire, he goes, he takes the hand out, and I thought that was funny. But anyway, Evil Dead 2, 1987. That one is the most iconic one. I mean, you can say iconic one, but I know a lot of people say Evil Dead 1, but Evil Dead 2 is the most iconic one. He cuts off his hand, puts the famous chainsaw in his hand. That's the one everyone. And then he goes, "Who's laughing now?" I think it's the iconic scene where he's like, blood is all over his face. He's like, ah! But I'll let Nate go first because he hates part 2. So we'll go with Nate. Go ahead, Nate.
Here we go. Part 2? You did this show on purpose just so people could hate me.
I think so. You hate part 2. I already know.
So I only rewatched a couple of these for this stream. I only rewatched Rise and 2 because those are the only ones when I was thinking like if I had to rank these, I need to rewatch them. I do not understand personally why everyone likes this movie so much. Now, that's just me. It's just me. I know a lot of people do, and I do not like fault anyone for loving it. I don't get it. I feel like it has no plot. Like the movie just starts and things happen, but there's not like a real story. And I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, beginning, he just literally just shows up to the cabin with the girl, right away plays the tape, dead-eye, cuts off her head. Like it's just like things happening, but there's not a real like story. Then these other people show up. And then he's doing all this crazy stuff, and then he's flying through the woods, and he's going upside down, and none of it really works for me. Like, I just do not get the appeal. I think the main problem is I don't think it's funny. Like, the humor doesn't work for me. So, because it's comedic, intentionally, the humor has to work. The same way all those jokes land for you in Army of Darkness, they don't land for me. And this movie, I feel very similar. Like, most of the jokes don't land. I chuckled once or twice, but mostly it's zany, it's cartoony, it's very over the top. I will say, I think the practical effects are great in this movie, and especially considering like it had a bigger budget than the first, but it's still not a big budget movie. And so I think Raimi was really operating on a cool level where it's like, okay, I got a little more budget, still really young, you could see the talent. It has a lot of the Raimi-isms in the editing. Like, I do think there are things in it that are solid. I just don't think it has a good story at all. I don't think it has a story. And I don't like the jokes. Like, I don't think it's funny. And I think if the humor doesn't work for you, it's a tough sit, in my opinion, because it's not scary at all. It's not a great, like, horror film. It's more of a comedy with horror elements. So if it works for you, cool. For me, I'm not a fan. I like it better than Army of Darkness. I don't think it's not my least favorite one. I would give it like, honestly, I would give it like a 5. I just don't love it as much as everyone else. I know a lot of people that's like their favorite one. Not for me. So I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
All right, Frank, what you got? Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, so I just rewatched it, and what I did is after finishing the first one, I started the second one right after Ash is getting thrown into the forest. And so that's the way that it was supposed to be like intended, right? Because there's that continuity. And if you do that, it's literally like you're following it like right after. So it's a pretty easy storyline in regards to that. Because I remember in the beginning, like because I haven't really done that, at least in previous watches. And I remember like kind of getting confused a little bit in the beginning of the film, like, why they're kind of rehashing the storyline and all this other stuff. But I really love to. It is definitely the most iconic movie in the entire franchise, especially because of Ash and the way, right? Like it's just the chainsaw and just him. He really becomes like a badass type of character. And of course he throws in like his humor, dialogue moments and everything. But I would rank it like at a 7.5, maybe an 8. I love the practical effects. I thought the humor in it, I really liked it a lot. And I liked how the movie ends a lot as well. It almost kind of reminded me of Poltergeist with the evil tree
Oh yeah.
in that movie, and how that in two ends. There's that. But I loved it, man. I think it has, for me, a very high rewatchability factor. So yeah, it's my number like 3 in the franchise. How I would rank it, it's in my top 3 for sure. So
I love Evil Dead 2. That's the one that I fell in love with growing up. That's the one, I think it's, yeah, is it horror? No, but when I saw it, the shit freaked me out. So it was horror for me. I mean, now is not. I mean, when if you watch it now, you're not going to be scared. But if you watched it when I was born, you could be shitting your pants because they didn't have what we have now. I mean, now is more scarier than back then. Claymation and all that is not scary, but to me, it was when I was younger. So, and I loved it because his arm got possessed, cut the shit off. He builds his weapon out of a chain. Like, I loved it. I thought the movie was dope. I liked it. Yeah. Is it funny and corny? Yeah, but then he goes crazy because his mind is going all nuts and he's dancing with the lamps. He's like, oh, and then he starts laughing. I thought that was funny. It's dumb, but I thought it was funny because he's going crazy. But my favorite scene of that movie to this day, and I crack myself all the time, is when they read the father is on the tape recorder and she's listening to her father, and she goes, "Yeah, I killed her and I put her in the cellar." And all of a sudden you see the thing come out, he went, "Ah!" He's like, "Get me out of here!" And they're like, he's making it up. And I thought, because the way he screams, it is like that high pitched scream, and I thought it was funny. And I thought it was cool. And then it's him and Annie. I think it was Annie. Him and Annie is trying to send the demons back, and then she gets stabbed in the back, and then she says the words, and then he gets into this big portal, comes out, and I always liked it as a kid. And he's like, "How do you make this stop?" And then it breaks, and he's like, "Ah!" And you see the wire work because he's just like dangling.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you could literally see the wire.
And what's crazy is I think the 4K removes the wires. I think it.
Nope.
No?
Because I just watched it. I took a picture of it because I showed it to a friend, and I was like, "Look at the damn wire on Bruce Campbell when he goes into the portal." So
I think it's one of them removes the wires, but but I used to like to watch the old DVD ones because you see all the wire work. So like when Henry Eller's hanging and he's fighting, you see the wire on Ted Raimi, like hanging on him. So I was like,
you see that in Army of Darkness too.
Yeah,
there's a couple of moments where you could see the wire.
I loved it. I thought it was cool when he steps on the cellar door and the eye pops out and you see the stick on the eye. It's like, woo, like you can see they holding the stick flying. I love the camera work in this movie. I love it when everything is slamming and you see the zoom in, zoom out, and they're looking and it's like woo woo, and I'm like, this is really dope. But yeah, Ash's teen show's my joint. I don't know why. And he's like groovy. And I was like, oh, this is dope. I was like, it's a cool character. He went from a loser to a hero, and he didn't want to do that. And then of course that iconic scene is when they're reading the book and you see the guy on the pedestal, and then when the movie ends, he's like, no, and he's standing on the pedestal like in the Book of the Dead because he didn't want to be. So I thought that was really cool. I give this movie. I give it a 9. I'm not gonna give it a 10 because a 10 is like very like it has to be like super perfect or whatever. While I do love Ash as a character, I think this is the best movie in the franchise to me. I think it is in terms of the character. Because a
lot of people, you're not in the minority with that.
I think if this movie wasn't what it was, there's no remakes and there's no nothing down the line without these movies. One movie. And like I always tell people, if you say evil to everyone does this movie. This is the movie they talk about. His hand was possessed. He cuts it off and then chainsaw. And it's the most cosplay. Everyone has the ripped shirts with the thing, and then they have this hand. So anyway, I go with a 9 here. Okay, Evil Dead 1, 1981. Yeah, Frank, take it away. The original. Well, technically not, but we'll talk about it.
It's my favorite. Yeah, with Into the Woods.
Yeah, Within the Woods.
Oh, Within the Woods. Yeah. I love this movie, man. I saw this when I was a kid, and this movie stuck with me, man. And I absolutely love it. Again, I'm the type of person who loves more of a serious tone within my horror movies. So I loved this movie. I love how atmospheric, the setting of it. I love the practical effects. I love the stop motion effects. With the 4K. Oh my gosh, man. It only like enhances all of that goodness. It's so freaking good, man. Like, yeah. Oh my gosh. If you haven't gotten this already, this and I have the Lionsgate Steelbook of it as well. Right here. Boom. Yeah, these are fantastic transfers, man. And I just saw it a couple days ago, and I just love it even more. I just love the ending to it, and I don't know, man. It's just perfect. And I know some people don't like it just because there's that SA moment, right? What the franchise is known for, and it continues, right? But it is such a great movie, and I remember seeing it with my dad when I was a young kid. Oh man, perfect. I rank this as high as a 9 for me. I know a lot of people they prefer Ash, and I prefer, I guess, the Ash and 2 as well. But as a movie as a whole, it's definitely number 1. So without a doubt. So yeah, It's so good.
Nate, what you got?
I actually agree. I like the first one. I think of the old ones, the first one's my favorite of the first 3. I think Evil Dead 2013's my number 1 in the ranking, but this is my number 1 of the old ones. The main thing I agree on is like this one, while there is some humor, it's not a comedy. It is a straight horror movie that happens to have a little bit of humor in it. And there's also parts that I don't think they're supposed to be funny that kind of make me laugh. So, I like it. I like Ash. I like Ash as part of the ensemble more than this like superhero type character that he ultimately is in like 2 and 3. So for me, this one works a little better just for my my preferences when it comes to horror movies. Triborough said in the chat that he thinks 1 and 2 were scary for the time. And Alex, you said when you saw the second one, you were scared. Now, granted, I didn't see the second one as a kid, right? I saw it as like a 35-year-old. But this first one, I saw it in my 20s, but I could picture it being scary more than the second one because it's more, the tone. The tone is what's a little bit more serious. The tree scene it's iconic. It is. It's very memorable. It's it's one of the things they recreated in the 2013 version as well. And it's supposed to be horrible. To me, when you're doing a movie about demons or hell or devils, it should be the worst crap because that's what it is, right? They're not going to be like, oh, well, we don't want to be we're not non-offensive demons. Like that don't make sense to me. So I think it goes there and I respect it for it. And again, Raimi had $35 and a camera and he went out there and he did his thing. So I enjoy this first movie. I like the ensemble, like the multiple characters, and I think it has a better plot. So I like to. I give it like an 8. I think it is a good 80s horror movie, a real classic 80s horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So when I saw this as this one freaked me out a lot also, but it was mostly the lady with and it's still imprinted in my mind, is the lady sitting on the floor with the wise, no.
Oh, yeah.
They get you. And I think that's what these new movies were missing. There was none of that shit. Like, none of that, like, toying with the characters. Like, see, the thing is, like,
Mia kind of did when she was in the cellar.
That's what I'm saying. Like Mia, yes, because it was emulating the Evil Dead 2 character, like dead by dawn, dead by the whole slamming the thing. But what I'm saying is that what worked because of Sam Raimi was that she was toying with Ash and them, but it was also tormenting the audience because it's full frame and she's licking this knife and she's there doing the thing with the wide eyes and she's like, how do you make this stop? And then he's hitting her with the butt of the thing. Again, I like it. I prefer 2 because I like the Hero Ash version. Mm-hmm. But you can see the character progress. I mean, yes, it's a remake in part 2 technically, but you can see the character develop, right? Because he was a bitch in the first one. He was straight up. He dropped the what was it? The axe. He was like, bloop. He was like, ah.
He was more of like a regular guy.
Yeah, he was a regular
crazy scenario. Yeah,
yeah. But he was with his friends, whereas part 2 was just him and his Linda in the thing, and his sister was in the first one. He was with his sister, Cheryl. I think it's Cheryl Williams or something like that. The one that gets raped by the trees. And then the other scenes when they were doing the book, she's like, and she was like, Ace of clubs, 9 of diamonds, 10 of hearts. And I was like, oh my God. Oh, what's going on here? Like scenes like that sets up and it's very creepy. And I'm like, whoa. And then the pencil scene into the ankle. Yeah. I mean, this is 81 and it still grosses me out now. And I'm like, no. But it reminds me because I see myself as a little pea going, no, oh. But again, it's really good. And another scene that was really crazy, I thought it was funny back then, but this is when the demon dies. And it has the long, and it just still screams,
See, like that humor works. Like that was funny.
Yeah, it was
not as
zany.
Funny.
No, it's not, but it's very fun. But like at the end of the day, it's a solid horror film. Like this is a solid horror film. And I always tell people it depends on the camp of horror that you enjoy with Evil Dead. Because if you like really serious horror, you're gonna go with 1. I could totally see it. 1 is the most serious out of the entire franchise. 1 is the horror. Besides 13, but I'm just saying in terms of the entire franchise, this is a solid bona fide horror movie. Yep. 2 is a mix of horror comedy. 3, super comedy. At the end of the day, it's just a super comedy, not even much horror, none at all. So with that, I mean, I'm going to give this one a 9 also due to the impact of the film and what it did for the franchise. So I give it a 9 also. I think it's a solid film, but I prefer part 2 over it.
All right, how about this? Let's do a quick rank.
Okay.
Oh, what do you want me to do?
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Do the rank quick.
Okay, let's do a quick ranking so that we could like wrap this things up here. Yeah. Frank, I know because we've been telling you, what's your official ranking? 6 movies, Evil Dead, in order, favorite to least favorite.
Okay, yeah, favorite is the original, so Evil Dead 1, then it's 2013, then it's Evil Dead 2, then I would say Army of Darkness, Rise, they're kind of like tied for me, so just kind of like what I'm feeling. And even though I did enjoy Burn, I would put that last for sure. So,
something's got to be last, right?
Something got to go.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, for me, I'm going 2013, and then original. So the 2 that are just called Evil Dead, the new one, and then the original.
Okay.
I'd probably put Rise 3rd, then Evil Dead 2. But I gave Rise a 7 or 6.5. I gave Evil Dead 2 a 5, so I gotta rank it that way. Evil Dead 2, then Burn, and then Army of Darkness. But I really don't even care for those. Like, I gave it a lower score. I guess Army of Darkness is my least favorite. All the rest at least have more valuable things that I can pick and choose. Like, okay, I like this. Army of Darkness has very little that I like, so I have to put that one last.
My ranking, I will go worst down because it'll be easier for me that way.
I'll go reverse. Okay.
All right, Burn stinks. Yeah. Rise will go. It doesn't stink, but I will put it there.
Okay.
Then Army of Darkness. Then Evil Dead 1. Evil Dead 2013 and then Evil Dead 2. That would be my ranking. right? That's all of them.
That's a good ranking. Yeah, that's awesome.
Because if you see my wall of Steelbooks, Part 2 Steelbook is like right over there in the corner, right there, and then Army of Darkness is right under it.
Knowing you, that is like the exact ranking that I feel like you would have had.
Yeah, did I ever show you my prop chainsaw?
Yes, I've seen it. I don't know if Frank has seen it. While you're getting it, let me just go real quick to the chat. The chat. Oh, there you go. And you actually could put your hand in it.
Yeah. I should have brought this to the theater. It would have made a better freaking movie. But
So going to the chat, Triburrow's ranking. Number 1, his number 1 is Evil Dead 2013. His number 2 is Evil Dead 2. His number 3 is Evil Dead OG. His number 4 is Rise. Then Army of Darkness. He has not seen Burn yet. Someone else gave me their rankings as well. Shout out to Frank. Oh, Frank, you got a shout out. Who is? Oh, Tony. He likes your grindhouse behind you. He likes the your set there.
Yeah, it's a one click. So
nice.
Yeah.
Scott's rankings: Evil Dead 2, so he's right there with you, Alex, and then Evil Dead 2013, and then Evil Dead Original, then Army, then Rise, then Burn. You guys have very similar.
The same.
Same ones. And I think that's it as far as people. Oh no, KB gave me his ranking. Let me just go up a little bit KB here. KB.
He looks like an Evil Dead 1 or 2013 as number 1. He looks like one of those film critics type guys.
Okay, KB's ranking is Evil Dead 2 is his number 1. Then the original Evil Dead, then 2013, then Army of Darkness, then Rise, then Burn. So y'all's are actually pretty close too. Just flip flop.
There you go. See, I like KB. I always like the KB. See,
him and Scott are very similar.
Yeah. I feel like the majority of fans of the franchise, what KB kind of what his rankings would be the majority for top 3, without a doubt. Would be the first 2 movies plus the 2013. Correct. Just changed maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I do know sense. 1 or 2 people who Army of Darkness is like their favorite, but that's an uncommon take.
That's an anomaly.
Yeah, it's an anomaly, but they exist. They exist for sure. Now, what no one exists is Burn being their favorite. I don't think I'll ever see that. But then again, you know what? Maybe Tony will love it. He loves Halloween 2, Rob Zombie, so you never know.
I would say with Burns, because I was looking at I know a lot of people like it because I was on X and a lot of people were like defending the crap out of the movie, and I was like, really? Like, I'm looking at it now, like I saw it. I'm like, I see what people were saying. I guess because it's something new. That's the way I see it. It's a newer film.
Younger people don't have the attachment to the OG movies.
That's what I'm thinking.
So they're gonna like these because they have a certain style to them that they're digging, Alex. And I think that's what it is. And I think we talked about that off air.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're 35 and up, you're gonna lean more on the Ash Evil Dead movies, and like 30 and younger are gonna like the new ones more. And then if you're between 30 and 35, it could be a coin flip. I have no idea.
That's what I was telling you, and we had a conversation on this, and I know you don't agree because you do a lot of the box office stuff. And I said this, and I think it's true. If Sam Raimi signs on attached to write and direct the final Evil Dead movie with Bruce Campbell coming back as Ash Williams, I think it will make way more money than the newer movies. Because people want to see Ash. Because a lot of people will want to see Ash back and for a final movie with the newer modern technology and the more gore and everything. It's really up to Bruce Campbell to come back and Sam Raimi. But I personally believe after watching these movies, if they go, you know what, let's do our last hurrah, give the fans what they want, and let's end this off on the Ash's storyline and all this, I think it will be not the biggest, but I think it will be a 200 million-ish
that would make
worldwide.
It the biggest if it hit 200.
Oh, well, then it'll be the biggest movie, and it depends who puts it out, but I personally believe Ash Williams needs to make one more cinematic debut on the big screen. I don't think Army of Darkness should be the last one. I think he should be on the screen.
I thought he said he's not going to do any more Evil Dead movies.
No,
I
no,
could be
he said
wrong,
he's
but
never
I thought-
doing it again, and no one else is playing Ash. But I'm just saying,
Just hypothetically,
yeah,
if that
hypothetical.
happened, he thinks it would be the best one.
Yeah, like if he says, you know what, let's do our last hurrah and let's just give the fans what they want, then I totally believe, and they have a really good story. Because Sam Raimi, I mean, look, he did that Send Help. It is what it is, but
I liked it. You didn't like it.
yeah, I didn't like it.
I like it.
Yeah, I wasn't too crazy with it, but he has the chops still, and I think he needs to do one more, like a horror movie. Just go back to the genre one more time, and I want him to do at least a Evil Dead send off.
One of my favorite movies. It was asked earlier. I guess besides Spider-Man, because I watched that when I was in high school. I love the character, but A Simple Plan. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie. It is
Billy Bob
one.
Thornton.
Yeah, I
No.
love that movie, man. It is drama to the fullest, and buddy Ken, Mid-Level Media, he kept talking about it, and he told me this, Frank, you got to see this damn movie. And I was shocked at how good this movie was, and I could not believe that Sam Raimi did this film. It is truly a very good movie, and I highly recommend it, man, because he knows how to write a storyline, not just horror or a comic book hero movie. Like, he knows how to write a damn good movie,
Like,
man.
for the love of the game, some baseball with Kevin Costner
Yeah.
and Kelly
I heard
Preston. That's a Sam Raimi
I
movie. It's
heard
like
that
a
was a good
rom-com
one.
with baseball.
Yeah. I heard
Yeah.
that was a really good one. Love of the Game. My favorite Sam Raimi movie is Quick and the Dead. There's
Oh, 'cause
no-
you love the westerns.
yeah, I love westerns, and that's the best one of he did.
Did he do that one too?
Yeah,
with
he
Sharon
directed.
Stone
Oh,
and
he
Gene
directed.
Hackman?
Yeah, he directed
Young Leo, man. Wow.
Russell
Yeah.
Crowe.
I totally forgot
Russell
about
Crowe.
that too.
This was
man.
talking about this is when we
Oh.
made Rich from Turner Fan 77 realize he actually he said he didn't like Sam Raimi. We started naming the movies he made, and he said, actually, I like Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, way to go.
Not many people know Sam Raimi's in it, but I'm like, bro, like, there's no way you don't know it's him directing when he does all the zoom ins. Like, he's like, whoop, whoop, like
Has
that's
his
most
editing style.
Yeah, it has his whole editing. But yeah, like that to me, that's like one of his best films.
Yeah, I love Drag Me to
westerns,
Hell, Spider-Man 2. Those were
Drag Me to Hell, I liked. I enjoyed. I thought Spider-Man 2 is way better than 1. Hands
yeah.
down. Yeah,
That's easily one of the best comic book films of all time.
yeah, it felt like a comic
agree.
book. Best comic book movie. Sam, I like the Great and Powerful Wizard of Oz. I thought that was a cool story. I wasn't too crazy with it. I didn't watch it in a while, but I thought it was okay. I wasn't too crazy with it. But I think top 3 for me would be Evil Dead 2, Quick and the Dead, Drag Me to Hell, Sam Raimi's. I think that's the ones I would go with.
nice.
But yeah, that's the pot right there. But yeah, in terms of the Evil Dead franchise, where do you think the future goes after Burn? I know we're going to Wrath, but I'm just saying after Wrath. But because that one takes place after 72.
All right, I'm going to say it real quick. I think it's dumb. I think that's a dumb idea, especially with the way this movie ended and wrapped up. I have no idea why we're going 50 years backwards. So I don't think it's a great idea. Will I see it? Absolutely. Will I like it? Maybe. But do I think, like, am I, like, excited for that premise? Not really. I think it's silly. So, we'll see who directs it. They pick new directors every time.
That's what I was going to ask. Has
Yeah.
that been announced?
Oh, I think there is a director attached, and it's someone different than has done any of the new ones. So, I think in that way, I kind of like that they give people a chance to, like, put their take. So far, Fede Alvarez, Lee Cronin, and now the Vanacek or whatever. So, we'll see.
Is this I'm going to read you the plot for Wrath, but I swear to God, I thought this was the plot to Burns. I swear to God, I think this was the plot to Burns. It follows a French woman trapped that's what I'm saying. But it says Evil Dead Wrath 2028.
No, but that's not correct.
Continue that.
It says it follows a French woman trapped in an abusive marriage in America, whose husband's family refuses to believe her claims.
That's Burn.
First is her to confront her nightmarish in-laws. Francis Gallipoli. That's the director.
Yeah, Francis Gallupi.
Yeah, and it's written by Sam Raimi and Francis. So I guess Raph is going to be written by Sam Raimi and Francis Gallipoli.
That story plot is literally
it's burned.
It's
burned because that has to be wrong.
I was reading and I'm like,
that's burned.
And it stars Sonya Blade from the new Mortal Kombat movies. She's in there. I see that here. It says here if you go to like, that's what it says on IMDb, but that's wrong. If you go to like Wiki, it does not have a plot yet. Like there's no synopsis yet.
It just says a prequel to Evil Dead taking place in 1972.
Correct.
That's the 7th installment of Evil Dead. It's not giving you the plot, but it just says it's going to take place in 1972.
Correct.
Yeah, I just think it's a missed opportunity, man. I think what the fans want, at least what I want, and that what the fuck.
And
that's
the guy directed the movie. I'm sorry, Frank. Last Stop in Yuma County. If anyone's seen that, he directed that film.
No,
I haven't seen that one. I heard it's pretty good, but I haven't seen that one. But I know for me as a fan, what I want is some type of continuity between the recent films and me bringing back Mia to this to a new Resident Evil. I mean, I already talked about it, but I know I would love that. And then also, of course, bringing back Ash, man. The fans want that so damn much. And I don't know if we're ever going to get that. But I think that while Bruce is alive, I know he's going through cancer, I want to say. Mm-hmm. And I think hopefully, of course, everything will be fine with him. But to not have like an Evil Dead movie without Bruce, instead of like cameo with Byrne with the picture frame with 2013, it was basically him at the post credit whisper something right at the
he says
shadow
groovy.
Figure. It says groovy. And then Rise, I don't think there's anything. I could be wrong, but I don't think there's any type of reference with Ash.
With Ash, no, nothing.
With that one. So I personally would definitely want Ash to be in another movie. So yeah, and that would make, like you said, buku bucks, man.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I personally just believe if you just want to take the time, you don't even have to. Like I said, just do his daughter. Just if you don't want to have that character, just do his daughter. Just make the fans know the character after watching the TV show, and that's it. Like you don't need to like. If you don't want to have Ash there, you could just have the daughter there.
Yeah, so. I was just thinking is that like leading up to this movie, it's like social media. People love Evil Dead franchise, man. This is gonna make a lot of money, but like on social media and everything, like people are talking about the Evil Dead franchise, and
no, I think it's flopping.
It's
flopping.
Yeah, it only made 13 million this weekend.
That's it.
What?
Yeah,
really?
This movie is getting. See, it's because it's
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's flopping, and I think it's due to. I don't think it's hitting with people like they want it to hit, and I personally believe it's just
empty. When I was like me and like 8 other people in there.
My theater was me, my wife. It was 3 people in front, and then I had 1 person back. It was like six. Yeah, 6 people.
Frank, how was your theater?
Was it packed?
It wasn't half full, but it was fuller than that. But I'm honestly surprised because at least on Instagram, on all this other type of stuff, all I'm seeing is like Evil Dead, and maybe because it's my algorithm and the people that I'm friends with and everything, like it's all like Evil Dead.
Feeding you what you want to see.
Yeah, people are showing off their badass collection of Evil Dead. So I'm shocked of how poor it is, I guess.
Yeah, wow. I mean that's with everything though. Like I don't follow that trends and stuff like that. Like I don't do none of that stuff because when you look at the numbers, it's just pretty much is like people are not going to go out and support it.
Yeah,
everyone is showing like I mean, like they'll show off Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, the TV shows. You get some people show off the Rise, but it's mostly Ash Williams collections all over the place.
Yeah, and if you remember, actually, Evil Dead Rise opened to Evil Dead Rise had its premiere. What was the stupid? It grossed 67 million total. It was projected to gross opening weekend on Friday. On its first day, it made 10 million, and the new one made 13 for the whole weekend. So Rise opened at 24 and a half. So this did like almost half of what Rise did. So not a great sign for your announcing your next movie already, and this one's not doing that great.
I think Rise had a better marketing because I remember seeing that Sutherland demon all over the place. She was everywhere with the was it the door, the eye door thing? Yeah. Like you saw that character everywhere. This one wasn't marketed well. Yeah. It was not marketed as
the marketing wasn't great.
This was not marketed well. I don't even think watching the World Cup, I saw a teaser of Evil Dead in theaters July 10th.
Like, and again, the World Cup is affecting the movies in general right now. Like a lot of people are not going the last like 3 weekends. So, Frank, at the beginning we did talk box office, and like the last 3 weeks have been down. I think next week with Odyssey, it's going to pick everything up, and who knows? It might have decent legs. But yeah, this one I don't see it even making 100 million worldwide. It only opened to 27 worldwide. So to do that 4 more times, I doubt it. We'll see. This might be one of the lower grossers in the franchise, but it is getting good reviews.
Yeah, I think it's gonna get the lowest grossing, but a lot of people will collect it. Like
I agree,
going out and buying it and buying the 20,000 versions of the covers and all that. So correct. You could see that. I mean, no, I totally can see it. I mean, they're gonna put out so many covers of these movies. I mean, there's so many different covers of Rise and Evil Dead 2. There's different ones. Like that's my Blu-ray of. Was it that one? Is Evil Dead 2 Blu-ray? That's the Army of Darkness Blu-ray covers. I took the disc out and put the 4Ks in them. Like that's what I do now. But Burn is gonna get a lot of different variations of it, and then people might talk about it. They might like it, they might hate it, but at the end of the day, what Raph will do, we do not know until it comes out. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the live streams for everyone out there. Next week, I don't think there's a movie out, right? Next week, I don't.
Odyssey.
Oh, I don't think I'm watching that. I don't think I'm gonna.
I mean, we could do a different show, but we're gonna do a different show.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to see that until it comes out.
Let's do our top favorite historical epics next week. We'll go to tie to the Odyssey.
We can do something like that. Sand and sandals discussion.
Sword and sandals. Frank,
sword and sandals discussion.
Plug your channel. Thanks for coming. It was, I've been wanting to have you on. The scheduling's always weird, and our schedule always kind of changes. But thank you for accepting our invite. If you want to let everyone know where they could find you.
Yeah, of course. As I stated earlier, thanks, guys. Thanks a lot for the invitation. I always love going on people's live streams, so thank you so much. Frank's Media and Reviews. So I buy expensive shit. I mean, who the fuck am I kidding, man? I review movies, but I also I'm a huge collector. And I've gotten into lately a lot more into like premium editions, since like that's just the way that have gone as a collector. And so that has gone like pretty but it's something that I really love. And to the movies especially, like I always want like the best of the best edition. Like my recent one was the American. My ass is blocking it. There we go.
There, London.
Yeah, American Werewolf in London Turbine Ultimate Collector's Edition. It's pretty, it's out of print and all this other type of stuff. Neon Demon is one of the other ones that I just got. It's right over here. Absolutely love the movie, and it's a beautiful edition. But yeah, man, I love talking about movies, especially horror. What is it? Yeah, my next couple videos will just be Evil Dead Burn review, then do some unboxings to some like one clicks and premium, just other stuff. And my live stream that I'm doing is this Thursday. It's a watch party for Face Off. So I love John Woo. Hard Boiled to me is one of the greatest action films ever. And during the live stream when I was doing it, Face Off won the vote, and so it just made me happy that a John Woo film was won. So yeah, can't wait to watch it because I love Face Off. I think it's one of the best action-packed 90s movies. To me, like, yeah, it's so freaking good. Rank up there with The Rock and The Matrix, and
now you're speaking our language. We love the action movies around here, so yes, absolutely.
I love action movies, man. Horror is my number one without a doubt. Like I always will pick some dumb cheesy horror movie, but like action movies is just right up there, man. Or it's right below it. So I love it.
Oh yeah, no action movie. Well, over here we're the action movie king. Like, I mean, I collect all action movies. I mean, I don't post them on Instagram because I people know I'm not into that whole thing. But that's all I buy is just action movies. And Nate has his crazy stuff, his buyings here and there. But yeah, that's all I buy. 88 films. I'll get all this stuff, and then I sit down and watch it.
I like everything.
Yeah, you like everything. I'm just a specific. Yeah. I'm just action movies. My wife is into horror. She's all into horror.
Wow.
Oh, she's into action.
She's the one that makes him watch all these horror movies.
I don't
no way.
Oh yeah. Like I do not. She'll be like, "We're going to the theater to see Conjuring." I'm like, "No, we're not." She goes, "Yes, we are." And then I go and then I scream to the heavens. But but in terms of action movies, is my joint. I'll always. That's my number one. Yeah.
I gotta know, man. What's some of your favorite action movies, man? Like I said, I love Hard Boiled. A fucking unbelievable, over the top movie, man. Oh my gosh. So good.
Action movies. So I love the Ip Man series. That's my joint. Donnie Yang, Danny Yang, whatever.
Donnie Yang.
That's my dude. That's my dude. I just brought Flashpoint. I just did the review for that 4K. Amazing. I love that movie. All the Ip Mans I like in terms of, action. I love my Stallones. Nate knows I love my Stallones. I'll have all my Stallone movies, Arnold Schwarzenegger films. I love Jet Li. I'm more into martial arts films than American action. I
was going to say,
yeah.
Have you seen Ong Bak?
Ong Bak, yes. That one, yeah. Ong Bak 1 and 2 is my joint.
My boy, Tony Jaa.
Yeah, Tony Jaa. Yeah. The Protector is really good. I love the Super Cop. What's the one that we did, Nate? The one, the Operation Condor. I think that's the one that I like.
No, Jackie Chan was a Super Cop 3.
Super Cop with Michelle Yeoh.
Police Story 3.
Yeah, Police Story 3. Yeah.
The Raid.
The Raid is good.
I love The Raid.
I like a lot of the Korean films, action movies, more than the American made.
John Wick. That's
John Wick.
Number one thing, John Wick.
John Wick, American John Wick is my number one. I got all that shit. I got the Italian versions, the India, all that crap. I don't show it, but I have all that stuff in my collection. Nate hates it because he's like, bro, you just keep buying the same copy of the movie. But I have all these different stuff. I have the gold coins. I got the markers in my
gold coins.
Yeah, no, I do.
Got that with what is it? It just came out last year. I have a John Wick.
The Titan of Colt.
Titans of Colt.
Titan of Colt.
Oh no! I got
comes with a gold coin and
I collect movie props. So my what you see here.
Oh, you actually got like.
I got the actual. When Nate knows, like the thing that I'm trying to get, which my wife's like, hell no, I'm trying to get John Wick's pistols. Like I'm actually trying to buy the pistol, but it's like 7 G's for his make and model, like a real jammy.
Just buy a real gun.
That's what I'm saying. It's a real gun. I want to get the real gun,
okay.
but the thing is, in Jersey, you have to get the license to get a gun. Like you have to get it registered to get the pistol. But anyway, I have the gold coin. I have the movie prop coins, the movie prop markers. I have I ordered 2 statues, premium format statues. They're the size of that Batman. You see the Ben Affleck Batman, the armored Batman. They're that big. I have Kane and John Wick coming from Hong Kong. That should be coming this year, sometime this year. But Nate's gonna show up the regular cover.
I have
I was gonna say
Ninja Turtles rubber duck. This is my statue right here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like some of my favorite like premium releases editions I have in my collection are like action films. So like I have this Mantle Lab one click of The Matrix. This is one of the greatest films I have ever seen, and to me, overall, it's easily a top 10, maybe top 5. I absolutely love this film. And then like another action film, superhero film to me, Batman. Michael Keaton is my Batman. Grew up watching it. Remember seeing the film with my dad when I was a young kid, and seeing Batman Returns in the theater with my dad. But like, yeah, this is like a one click of Batman. This is the Tim Burton collection, and with the Penguin. Like I love, and then like Man of Steel. That's to me, that's my favorite Superman movie. I have a one click of that film as well. Where the hell is it? I can't find it. But like, yeah, it's really, I have an unboxing for all that shit. Just go to my channel, premium playlist, got it all. But like, yeah, man. Oh, I love action films.
I got stopped. I got stopped like customs. The wife put the stop on on me buying the same movies over and over. Like it's done. Like I can't. Like I have Nate. I have the Justice League. What the hell is it? The Justice League Mother Box edition. It's like 500 only made.
Yeah.
But I was gonna buy all 3, and she was like, "There's no fucking way you buying all 3 of the same shit. Like there is no way." So I brought one. I got the Atlantean. Was one of them that was like super cool, and I wanted that one. Then in terms of I have all the Batmans. Like I brought all the things, but like newer stuff, she put the dead stuff. She's like, "You're not buying the same ones," which I kind of agree. I started to stop buying multiple stuff because honestly, when I put them on, I'm just. Like I collect comic books too.
Money Train on Blu-ray.
There we go.
Money Train on Blu-ray. J-Lo, Wesley Snipes, and Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, I mean it gets expensive.
Yeah,
because it's like next thing you know, the
y'all
following
are
year
operating on a level that I just be buying the movie I like and I keep it moving.
Yeah, because
these things are about the extent of my big sort of boxes I'll do.
Yeah, like I mean, for myself, like I was going ham. Like I brought every premium from all my DC characters. But then it starts to come out, oh, there's another edition. I'm like, fuck that, no more. Like I can't. Like there's no more room. Like I have my basement, like I don't show nobody none of my stuff, but it's way too much. And I'm like, I love going into it, but I'm a statue collector. And you're only seeing this. My room goes that way. And I have Star Wars, He-Man, and Ghostbuster stuff, and I haven't even opened up my Proton Packs 1-to-1 replicas, my 1-to-1 PKE meters traps. Like I have all that stuff, and I have more statues coming in. So like for me, I love it as a physical media. It's cool and stuff, but at the end of the day, you're putting in one. Like I'm cool with one, but I like to have my Batman stuff because I'm a big Batman fan, which you see like all my different versions and stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, like they're gonna come out with a newer version set, and I keep getting, the emails like, oh, we got this to you. I'm like, nope, sorry guys, like not this time. But again, I prefer Ben Affleck's Batman over all the other ones, but I like the brutality of that Batman and Bruce Wayne. But yeah, I mean that's a different conversation for a different day. But in terms of collecting wise, I'm a big collector. I'm still a big collector. It's just that. I don't know. I just feel I don't show it off as much. I'm trying to see. A lot of people are asking me to do unboxings again. I don't know. That's a thing that it's a time consuming thing. Like I'm doing the 4K reviews. I'm enjoying those. But if I'm gonna go in, Nate knows I go in. I'm gonna do Steven Spielberg unboxing. Like I don't do no. Yeah. I go straight in. Like I take a long time to film and. I like to make it different and try to make it more standout-ish and stuff. So I haven't done any other unboxings, but I have the Jack Ryans. I love the Jack Ryans. So I got those premium formats. There's like 500 or 300 of them made. I got those. I love those things. But
what Jack Ryan? What now?
The Jack Ryan Patriot game, the Red Hunt October. I got those numbered big-ass boxes. It's not the Steelbook. I have those big, huge...
Is it the UHD? It's the UHD club.
I think.
Is it wooden?
No, it's not wooden.
Okay.
What is it? I'll show you. I'll send it to your DM.
Yeah, let's go offline.
Nate
you know
gotta
what? I still
go
haven't
do
eaten
something.
dinner,
Yeah. We could talk offline, but I
love
collect. I'm a big collector. Out of me and Nate, I'm the big collector. I don't showboat it off a lot, but I'm the big between us two. But we love action movies here. I mean, we have a podcast, 500 episodes. Well, we're about to hit 500 episodes deep on the podcast.
Yeah.
So all we do is cover action movies. So, but yeah, other than that, guys, thank you so much. We'll talk offline. Thank you so much, guys. I want you guys to be 2 hours and 20 minutes plus. Yeah. We'll be back Sunday night, 6 o'clock, regular time. Till then, be awesome to each other and geek out.
Peace.